Enjoyed watching high school baseball and softball with Big Z Sports and WJER Radio in partnership with Claxon Communications. This broadcast was proudly sponsored by Dover Break, your local Wendy's restaurants, Dover Philly Heating and Cooling, Kemp Insurance, the ECO Educational Service Center, T-County Boxing Academy, and Dumont's. Special thanks to our scoreboard sponsor, your local McDonald's restaurants, and to Subway, sponsor of the WJER Subway Player of the Game. For unmatched high school sports coverage, follow Big Z Sports with WJER, the sports voice of the Valley.
Good Tuesday afternoon from Tuscarora Park along Rod Miller Way in New Philadelphia. Welcome to WJER and Big Z Sports continuing coverage of high school baseball. It's an early season high school baseball matchup today as Dover comes across the Tuscarawas River to take on New Philadelphia. I'm Bill Morgan, joined by Josh Jarvis. And Josh, before you got into administration and education, you coached a lot. Is it any more of a challenge playing an arch rival in Game 2 of the season than it would be playing them in Game 8, 9, or 10?
Yeah, I think it's a bit of a disadvantage maybe for both teams, but they're both in the same boat. I know both teams are starting some young kids that don't have varsity experience yet, and so that's the kind of the unknowns as you're only going into the second game of the season. You're like, how are they going to respond? And then the emotions of a rivalry like this. Really, you want to know if those young kids can settle down and get used to what it's going to be like in high school, but it's also a great opportunity to really see what you have. So, yeah, you can look at it as a bit of a disadvantage, coming up with this big rivalry this early. But at the same time, like I said, they're both in the same boat. They both have the opportunity to shine and see how some of the young kids play. So, hey, I'm just glad we're here. I'm glad it's baseball season. We've been through football season. I love football. I love basketball. But this is where it's at. This is where my heart is.
These two arch rivals have played a combined 2 games. Dover 1-0 and New Philadelphia 1-0. Coming up as a Tuesday afternoon edition of our high school baseball pregame show continues. We'll tell you more about the Crimson Tornadoes and more about the Quakers here on the Sports Voice of the Valley.
This is Christine from Dover Philly Heating and Cooling, your trained comfort specialist located in downtown Dover. In the dead of winter or the dog days of summer, we're here for you 24/7 with friendly, personal attention and honest, affordable service. And right now, our customers will receive a free duct cleaning with a qualifying system. Call me for details. So if you've been considering installing a new HVAC system, now is the time to act. Call me, Christine, at 330-343-5511. Dover Philly Heating and Cooling, your comfort on call since 1981.
This is Nathan Kemp with Kemp Insurance. Contact us today for all your auto, home, farm, and commercial insurance needs. We're proud to have been your local hometown agents for over 35 years and look forward to helping you see the difference local agents can make for you. Kemp Insurance on East High Avenue in New Philadelphia.
This is Don Kemp with Kemp Insurance. Whether it's repair work from a fender bender, the after effects of a powerful storm, or a life-changing moment like a house fire, Kemp Insurance is here to provide unmatched customer service. Kemp Insurance, your local hometown agents for over 35 years.
Family owned and operated for more than 50 years, Dover Brake specializes in sales and service of everything involving automotive and heavy-duty brakes, along with a vast selection of truck parts and accessories. They also offer alignment, custom U-bolt bending, industrial sandblasting, bonding, and more. And now, you can find the parts you're searching for with a complete in-store inventory updated regularly at DoverBrakeInc.com. Safely shop and pay online and have your purchase delivered, or pick it up at Dover Brake, Route 250 in Strasburg, online at DoverBrakeInc.com.
H&M Collision is conveniently located just off the boulevard in Dover and invites you to experience their unmatched customer service the next time you're in need of collision repair. H&M Collision will offer the highest standards in the industry using state-of-the-art equipment to complete each repair by the book, never compromising on quality and keeping your safety and satisfaction their top priority. When you need premium auto body services, trust H&M Collision or you're treated like family.
Everyone stop what you're doing and listen up. Wendy's always crafts their hamburgers with fresh beef. That's just burger basics, people. The result? Hot and juicy hamburgers made fresh for you, not waiting for you. It's just like they say, the perfect hamburger waits for no one. 'Cause freshness doesn't do waiting. When it's made fresh just for you, gotta be Wendy's.
Fresh beef available in the contiguous U.S., Alaska, and Canada. Not available in Hawaii.
High school baseball as Dover does battle with New Philadelphia. And Josh, we were mentioning both these teams having come in and played one game apiece. They are both 1-0, and they both hit the baseball pretty well in their openers.
My goodness. I was not at the opener, but our principal, Ryan Range, was, and I was getting updates. 4 home runs in that first game. They put up 11 runs in the first inning. Just an offensive explosion for the Quakers in that first game.
Meanwhile, Dover, who played game number 1 yesterday against Normandy from up in the Parma area, they won 6-0. So neither one of these pitching staffs, and given it's only been a game apiece, has surrendered a run so far. These two teams playing back-to-back days, today here at Tuscarora Park, tomorrow over at Dover City Park in the second consecutive matchup between these two longtime rivals. When we come back, we'll check the starting lineups and continue to get you ready for first pitch. It's Dover and New Philadelphia coming right up on the Sports Voice of the Valley.
T-County Boxing Academy professional boxer Andre Sugar Dre Donovan is back in action Saturday, April 19th, fighting for the ABO Bantamweight Championship at the Meadows Casino in Washington, Pennsylvania. Tickets are available at Day One Cuts on Monroe Avenue in New Philadelphia or on Sugar Dre's Facebook and Instagram pages. Plus, the T-County Boxing Academy is offering their youth classes starting in April. They're open to boys and girls ages 8 to 15. Classes are Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, $10 each or $65 for the whole month.
Commercial building owners, how well do you keep your roof maintained? At Rightmark Roofing, we offer our Bullseye Maintenance Program to building owners to help keep your roof healthy. This includes our 21-point inspection that examines all the essential areas of your roof that require year-round maintenance, a detailed report on the health and status of your roof, priority service that moves you to the front of the line, and discounts that reduce the risk of expensive repairs. Give us a call at 330-275-0088 or visit our website at rightmarkroofing.com to learn more.
Dumont Sporting Goods in Dover and Canton has just what you're looking for, so your athlete has the best gear for the sports they play. Dumont's has a large apparel selection and can handle your customized screen printing as well as embroidery for your team or business. For sporting goods and for all your apparel needs, Dumont Sporting Goods in Dover and Canton has everything you want to play and look your best.
Big moments are coming. Are you ready? If you need sponsor banners, graduation programs, or yard sale signs, the East Central Ohio Print Center has you covered. Visit ecoprintcenter.org. And if you've got a new driver in the house, East Central Ohio ESC offers flexible driver's education with in-car training and online options. Scholarships are available from signs to steering wheels. The East Central Ohio Educational Service Center is here to help. Find out more today online at ecoesc.org.
Join us at Keim Home Center in Charm for Customer Appreciation Days, April 7th through 12th. We're celebrating our customers all week long with giveaways, gift card drawings, woodworking demonstrations, and refreshments. Save 10% on appliances, lawn and garden tools, housewares, and so much more. Don't miss our free pancake and sausage breakfast Friday and Saturday morning. Visit keimhome.com or follow us on Facebook for more details. We'll see you April 7th through 12th for Customer Appreciation Days at Keim Home Center in Charm.
So often when you're talking high school baseball or softball, the first thing you talk about is pitching. And certainly both the starters Josh will see from these teams are talented. Junior Owen Courtney for New Philadelphia and senior Colin Bruno for the Dover Tornadoes.
Yeah, these guys have both seen a lot of innings at the varsity level. Bruno coming in last season had 53.2 innings pitched with a 5-2 record and 2.48 GPA. I got to switch gears here. ERA.
I'm sure his GPA is a lot higher than that. I'm pretty confident.
Probably higher than that, absolutely. Owen Courtney, again, had a great season last year as well, 45.1 innings. 45 1/3 innings, 4-2 record with a 1.24 ERA. So both of these pitchers, last year we were talking about a little bit, they didn't get the opportunity to throw their ones against one another. They're in the middle of league play. They're not in the same league quite yet, but they are moving to that here down the road, and this is a perfect opportunity with no league games in the OCC right now. This is like a true league matchup where they're able to use their one on one day and their two on the next.
And certainly not on the mound, Josh, but one place where Owen has the advantage. Owen, and not that Colin's not a talented athlete. He certainly is. Owen can really swing the bat.
He is the best hitter on the team. Average-wise, he's hit more home runs than anybody else on the team. He is truly the guy that Bruno needs to stay away from today because he can put up some runs really quickly, and if there's anybody on base, he's very, very dangerous at the plate.
Coming up next, it's all the play-by-play action. New Philadelphia and Dover from Big Z Sports and the sports voice of the Valley.
Number 3. Hi, I'm Zach Motice with the Tuscarawas Insurance Agency. For all your auto, home, farm, and business insurance needs, contact our team at the Tuscarawas Insurance Agency. Or stop in and see us at one of our 3 locations in downtown New Philadelphia, Sugar Creek, or in Strasburg, providing excellent service to the Tuscarawas Valley since 1885. Everyone here at the Tuscarawas Insurance Agency would like to wish all area athletes good luck this season.
The Eat Fresh refresh just won't stop. Now Subway is refreshing their catering with easy order platters and box meals perfect for any occasion. Start with sandwich or wrap platters. They're loaded with craveable crowd pleasers to feed your crew without all the work. Or try individually packaged box meals featuring a tasty 6-inch sub, footlong, or wrap, plus chips and a freshly baked cookie. When you have a group to feed, make it fun, delicious, and easy with catering from Subway. Visit Subway.com to place your catering order. Advance notice may be required.
This is Christine from Dover Philly Heating and Cooling, your trained comfort specialist located in downtown Dover. In the dead of winter or the dog days of summer, we're here for you 24/7 with friendly, personal attention and honest, affordable service. And right now, our customers will receive a free duct cleaning with a qualifying system. Call me for details. So if you've been considering installing a new HVAC system, now is the time to act. Call me, Christine, at 330-343-5511. Dover Philly Heating and Cooling, your comfort on call since 1981.
This is Nathan Kemp with Kemp Insurance. Contact us today for all your auto, home, farm, and commercial insurance needs. We're proud to have been your local hometown agents for over 35 years and look forward to helping you see the difference local agents can make for you. Kemp Insurance on East High Avenue in New Philadelphia.
This is Don Kemp with Kemp Insurance. Whether it's repair work from a fender bender, the after effects of a powerful storm, or a life-changing moment like a house fire, Kemp Insurance is here to provide unmatched customer service. Kemp Insurance, your local hometown agents for over 35 years.
New Philadelphia and Dover just a minute or so away from getting underway here at Tuscarawas Park. The dimensions at Tuscarawas Park, Field 1, 290 feet down the left field and right field lines, 327 to the power alleys, and 350 feet to straightaway center field. And Josh, outside of the X's and O's of the game, somebody has already asked, well, the weather tomorrow, are they going to play in Dover? Are they not going to play in Dover? And it's all going to depend on what that weather's doing. And, of course, Dover with great facilities and turf, it'll depend on what it's doing later in the afternoon.
Yeah, absolutely. They do have they put in a nice turf field over there. They never had that whenever I was coaching. I never got the opportunity to coach on that. But a lot of the area teams are going to that now, and we know that New Philadelphia is trying to get that going here as well, and they're looking to do that in the next year or two. But that's just the nature of a spring sport. Like, if you're playing softball, you're playing baseball, you never know until you get to about noon, 1 o'clock, whether you're going to play that day or not. That's just spring in Ohio. So that's another thing you got to be used to as a player, as a coach. You have to be flexible. You have to be willing to change at any moment because you never truly know what the weather's going to do.
Coming up after the game this afternoon, Josh and I will name a Subway Player of the Game, brought to you by our area Subway restaurants. Subway, find your fresh.
Family owned and operated for more than 50 years. Dover Brakes.
Small, but softball as well. And other than it being cool today, an ideal afternoon for baseball. Now, if it was 65 or 70 degrees, it would be certainly maybe a touch more ideal. I don't know if are there levels of ideal or not, but certainly it is pretty pleasant, all things considered. Leading off for Dover, senior Caden Shy, hitting it from the right side of the plate. Owen Courtney's first delivery of the afternoon. A little bit high for a ball. Owen checking in with freshman catcher Jack Range. And the 1-0 pitch, that's a little upstairs as well. Defensively for the Quakers with Jack Range behind the plate and Owen Courtney on the hill. Keaton Fossil at first, Braylon McBride at second, Mason Catarina at short, and Seth Bieber at third. We'll check the Quaker outfield momentarily. The 2-0 pitch, a called strike on the outside corner. For the Quakers, in left, it's Carson Long, the senior. Great fielding senior Max Steele in center, and sophomore Caleb Carruthers in right. The 2-1 pitch, high and inside, so 3-1. Shy, quite the football player for what turned out to be a final edition of a Dan F. coached Dover team back in the fall. Courtney with that glove high above his face, the 3-1 pitch, called strike on the outside corner. One of the other changes at the field this year, Josh, we'll get to that in just a moment. Right now, the first payoff pitch of the afternoon from Courtney on the 3-2 offering, lined right back up the middle for a base hit.
And that ball was right past Courtney's head, wasn't able to get his glove up in time. Easy single there.
So Shy, a leadoff single. Certainly he's got good speed. The Quakers will have to watch him at first base, but the entire area behind home plate, Josh, has been redone for the 2025 season.
Looks great back there, and it's only going to get better.
That'll bring Luke Leggett to the plate. The Leggett brothers are the middle infielders for this talented Crimson Tornado team. He'll show bunt, and that ball gets by Range. It's going to go to the backstop, and that'll allow Shy to easily make his way down to second base.
Yeah, it was off-speed pitch in the dirt. Range wasn't quite able to get his knees down in time to block that ball. And now the Tornadoes are in business with a runner on second base and nobody out.
Luke Leggett, the younger of the two Leggett brothers. He's a sophomore. His brother is a senior. The 1-0 pitch, a called strike, 1-1. Shy at second after the single and advancing to second. Owen glances back that way. And the 1-1 pitch popped up foul off of that new netting. So no longer a backstop back there, Josh. It's netting, something like you've seen if you're up at an Akron Rubber Ducks game or even at the Guardians, where they go down the lines with that netting all the way down near the outfield lines.
It's good to know that netting works since we're sitting right behind it.
Indeed it is. 1-2 the count. Courtney getting the sign from Range. From the stretch. And the 1-2 pitch. A swing and a miss.
Nice off-speed pitch. Had the batter just out in front there. Owen was able to work ahead in that count, which made it quite a bit of difference there. One down now with Shy still at second base.
That'll bring Hunter Edwards to the plate. Hunter, one of a number of talented seniors on this Dover squad, led by veteran head coach Jeff Fondries. His 10th year at Dover, his 27th year overall as a head coach. Courtney ready. The pitch, a called strike in at the letters.
Yeah, I knew Jeff back in his TCC days when we used to go against one another when I was coaching up at Tusky Valley. He's been doing it for a long time. He's a great head coach.
Took a TCC team to the regional finals one year. I believe it was 2013. Courtney ready now. Keeps glancing back towards second. The 0-1 pitch, low and outside. Range doing a good job of knocking it down. Josh, talk to us a little bit about perhaps, if pressure is the right word, for a freshman like Jack Range playing such a key spot right behind the plate.
Yeah, we kind of touched on it earlier. You got some young kids. Dover has two sophomores that don't have any varsity experience. Jack Range back there just as a freshman, and that's a key position. That's a very key position. So Yeah, there's a lot of pressure in a rivalry game, but there's always pressure in that catching position. He's been doing it for a while.
The 1-1 from Courtney, a breaking ball just missing off the plate. 2-1. So Shy creeping off second base. Mason Caterina, the shortstop, bluffing in behind him. Courtney looks that way. The 2-1 pitch, that's high, ball 3.
When he's missing with his fastballs, he's missing up and in, it seems. He's got to get to that balance point and come downhill a little bit more.
3 balls and a strike on the right-handed hitting Dover catcher, Hunter Edwards. Courtney ready. The pitch, that's low and outside, ball 4. So Edwards on to first with a 1-out walk, and that'll bring the cleanup hitter, the left fielder Liam Mass, to the plate. So a pair of Crimson Tornadoes on, 1 out, top of the first inning. We are scoreless. Happy to have you along on our live video stream. Thanks to Big Z Sports, the sports voice of the Valley, and Claxon Communications. Mast, another right-handed hitter. Courtney's pitch to him high for a ball. So Courtney, a veteran, although a junior, trying to work out of some top of the first inning trouble. Runners at first and second. The 1-0 pitch, that's bounced towards second. Fielded, flipped to second, on to first. And they call him out at first, and a bang, bang play as the Quakers turn a key. 4-6-3 inning-ending double play. After a half inning, it is Dover scoreless and New Philadelphia coming to bat on the sports voice of the Valley.
Family owned and operated for more than 50 years, Dover Brake specializes in sales and service of everything involving automotive and heavy-duty brakes, along with a vast selection of truck parts and accessories. They also offer alignment, custom U-bolt bending, industrial sandblasting, bonding, and more. And now, you can find the parts you're searching for with a complete in-store inventory updated regularly at DoverBrakeInc.com. Safely shop and pay online and have your purchase delivered, or pick it up at Dover Brake, Route 250 in Strasburg, online at DoverBrakeInc.com.
After a half inning played, Dover scoreless, New Philadelphia coming to bat. And what do they say, Josh? And you're much more familiar with it because you played the game at a higher level than I did. But there's the pitcher's best friend to get New Philadelphia out of the frame.
Yeah, we were just talking about that during your break. That's just what the doctor ordered for the Quakers right there. It's a tailor-made double play ball. The second baseman was moving towards second base as he fielded the ball. Easy flip, easy throw to first. And, early in the game, I know these pitchers have pitched, a number of innings last year. And but it's the beginning of the season. It's a new season. And, on edge a little bit, maybe trying to get settled in a little bit. You can see Owen's balls coming up in the zone quite a bit, but hopefully that'll go a long way to settle him down. And now it's Bruno's turn. Colin Bruno out there, he gets the opportunity, but he's a senior. He's been doing this a while, so this is what it's all about. These games right here, Dover Philly. I know it's week 1, but it's exciting.
Especially for a player like Colin and really all the seniors in this game, but all the Little League baseball, all the travel baseball that you played, this is one of the reasons you put in that time.
Yeah, Dover's got 8 seniors on the roster. I mean, that's a heavy senior team, and they have these kids. They didn't have that stuff when I was growing up. We didn't travel all over the place. We played in our city leagues and stuff like that. But these guys have been putting in a lot of baseball, and their senior year, it all culminates here. Some of them might go on to play at the next level, but really, a lot of them, this will be it for them.
The battery duo for Dover, both seniors, Colin Bruno and Hunter Edwards, who was a little bit late getting behind the plate, and that's not a criticism of Hunter, but he was one of the runners on base when the inning came to an end. So by the time he hustles back to the dugout and gets his catcher's gear on and gets out there, going to take a little bit of extra time to be sure.
Yeah, I know that all too well. That was a position that I played, and And, sometimes when you're on base and you end up out there at second base whenever the inning ends, you got to hustle in there and get everything on.
For the Quakers, it'll be Braylon McBride to lead things off. He started that 4-6-3 inning-ending double play in the top of the frame. Hits it from the right side. Bruno's first pitch to him, a swing and a miss. For Dover defensively, in addition to Bruno on the hill and Edwards behind the plate, Brady Gibb at first base, Nathan Leggett at second, Luke Leggett at short, and Mason Gruel at third base. Next pitch fouled out of play down the right field line. 0-2 on McBride. Braylon, one of numerous underclassmen that starts for Tyler Weisel's 8th edition of a Quaker baseball team. Bruno on the back of the mound steps up onto the rubber. Ready, and the 0-2 pitch. A called strike 3 on the outside corner.
The ball was placed in a real good spot right on the outside corner. Just got word Colin Bruno's pumping it in there about 83 miles an hour here to start this first inning, which is exactly the same that you saw out of Owen Courtney in the first inning, 83 miles an hour.
Now to bring the shortstop, Mason Catarina, to the plate. First pitch to Mason, bounces in front of the dirt. Now, it goes back a few years, but Mason used to be my neighbor right across the street. And as talented of an athlete as he is at the baseball level, I had absolutely no influence on that whatsoever. So I take no credit for Mason's immense talents. The next pitch into the right center field area, and a nice running catch out in right field by Aiden Immel.
Yeah, Aiden Immel was on a dead sprint right there, and he was able to catch it out of the run. That ball was hit well by Catarina. Aiden was just able to get over there in the gap and cut it off.
2 up and 2 down for the Quakers and their half of the first inning. Now to bring Carson Long. Carson, one of the number of Quakers who in the season opener on Saturday hit one out.
He had 2.
How about that?
He had two home runs on that Saturday game.
Nice breaking pitch by Bruno, and Carson swinging over the top of that and missing.
That's 2 out of the 3 hitters that Bruno has started off with an off-speed pitch to start the at-bat.
0-1. Carson, the left fielder for this Quaker baseball team. The next pitch down low. So it's 1-1 on the right-handed hitting left fielder, Carson Long. By the way, it's a great video shot from our crew with Claxon Communications. At 1-1 pitch, outside, ball 2. But don't let the sunshine of the blue skies deceive you. It is not toasty warm here.
It's not, but again, it's the first week of the baseball season.
Sure.
It's been a lot worse in previous years.
There's no question. No challenge of frostbite today. There's the ball, bounced right back at the middle. Nice play on the mound by Bruno, and he flips on to first to end the Quaker first. After 1 inning of play, New Philadelphia and Dover scoreless with Big Z Sports and the sports voice of the Valley.
H&M Collision is conveniently located just off the boulevard in Dover and invites you to experience their unmatched customer service the next time you're in need of collision repair. H&M Collision will offer the highest standards in the industry using state-of-the-art equipment to complete each repair by the book, never compromising on quality and keeping your safety and satisfaction their top priority. When you need premium auto body services, trust H&M Collision, where you're treated like family.
After 1 inning of high school baseball, Dover and New Philadelphia scoreless. The Quakers went 1-2-3 in their half of the opening frame. Bill Morgan along with Josh Jarvis. When we look at the coaching staffs for these two respective teams, certainly Coach Fondrist, we mentioned his 27th year as a head coach. Well, his assistant coaches, Doug Bircher, a former head coach at Dover, and Kevin Keffer, Kef's coached for a few years.
A number of years, yes.
We won't get into specific numbers because Kef has my cell phone number, and I don't know if I want to hear from him after the game, if I mention how many years.
I actually played baseball with his son. We played American Legion baseball together. I played against Doug Bircher in college. He was at Walsh when I was at Point Park. And I coached against Jeff Fonders. I know that coaching staff all too well.
And on the opposite side of the field, we mentioned Tyler Weisel in his 8th year as the Quaker head coach. Logan Moorhead elevated up the coaching chain, if you will. He's now the pitching coach and first base coach for this team. Third baseman Mason Gruel to lead things off here in the top of the Dover second inning. Owen Courtney's first pitch to him hit hard past the third baseman into left field for a base hit. For the second time in as many innings, Dover leading off the inning with a base hit.
Mason not waiting around, getting on that first pitch, hitting a hard ground ball in between shortstop and the third baseman.
And Josh, what was your philosophy as a player, as a coach? Some players and coaches don't necessarily want a guy swinging at the first pitch. What was your outlook on that?
Well, I think it's a comfort level with the player himself. I played with guys that always took the first pitch. We'll wait on this pitch right now.
Showing bunt, Aiden Immel, and he bunts it, and that is, they say, fair. So Immel looked like it was foul, but the umpire was standing right on the baseline. So a sacrifice bunt that sends Gruel
number 13, Brady Gibbs
to second. One out.
But there are some kids that are just comfortable with that first pitch. If they're looking for a specific pitch and they get it, I didn't have a problem with them swinging at it.
First baseman Brady Gibb to the plate. Pops it up, foul territory, first base. Keaton Fossil coming over and makes the grab for the second out of the inning, and Mason has to stay put at second.
Now, that's one of the frustrating things. If you do swing at the first pitch, you want to make sure you hit it hard, popping it up in foul territory and getting out. But you got to take that sometimes. If you're giving them the opportunity, if they see a pitch that they like and they're going to swing at it, you're going to get that from time to time.
Dover, a couple of sophomores in the top 10 for Jeff Fonder's team, and Brady Bergeron, the DH, is one of those, hitting in the 8th spot. Bergeron looking out at Owen Courtney. Courtney looking back at Mason Gruel. Breaking pitch called strike in the upper part down the zone. New Philadelphia and Dover scoreless. We're in the top of the second. Thanks for joining us on the Big Z Sports Network and the Sports Voice of the Valley. The 0-1 pitch high and inside for a ball.
It's like Owen tried to throw that one real hard there and left it up and in.
It'll be the same start time tomorrow for the Crimson Tornadoes and the Quakers, weather pending. Throw back to second and diving back in safely. Gruel.
Yeah, they worked on that play a lot. I saw them in a scrimmage using it multiple times. They actually got a couple guys in the scrimmages. So that's something I know that Coach Weitzel works on with those guys on a regular basis.
Courtney glancing back towards second. Looks like he's ready. The 1-1 pitch. Breaking pitch stayed a little bit high, ball 2. Hell, certainly one of the big challenges when you're a home plate umpire. 100% of the time, 50% of the people think you're wrong.
So true.
And for the $60 or whatever they get paid, I don't know that it's worth it.
No, there are many people in the stands that think they have a better vantage point when it comes to that.
There's no question. And, you know, these umpires, as you can imagine with the referees and the other sports, I mean, they have real jobs. They're not getting, they might have been working at a belt and brick. Who knows what they were doing. The next pitch, low and outside for ball 4. So for the second time in as many innings, Dover has runners on first and second. Now to bring Nathan Leggett to the plate.
You mentioned Belton Brick. Scott Gerber was a great umpire back in the day here in Tuscarawas County. He worked at Belton Brick, and he would come umpire games in the afternoon.
give his team an opportunity as he lifts the fly ball to right field. Caleb Carruthers backpedaling and reins it in as Dover, for the second consecutive frame, leads a runner on. After an inning and a half, it is New Philadelphia and Dover scoreless on the Big Z Sports Network and the sports voice of the Valley.
Everyone stop what you're doing and listen up. Wendy's always crafts their hamburgers with fresh beef. That's just burger basics, people. The result? Hot and juicy hamburgers made fresh for you, not waiting for you. It's just like they say, the perfect hamburger waits for no one. 'Cause freshness doesn't do waiting. When it's made fresh just for you, gotta be Wendy's.
Fresh beef available in the contiguous U.S., Alaska, and Canada. Not available in Hawaii.
New Philadelphia getting ready to come to the plate in the bottom of the second inning. And what we saw from Colin Bruno, Josh, in the first inning, what you would expect out of your senior ace pitcher, he was very good.
Yeah, he came right out of the gates. He didn't seem flustered at all. He's been in a Dover Philly game before. Went 1, 2, 3 to start, but now he's got to deal with Owen Courtney, the guy we talked about before the game, who is the most dangerous hitter in this lineup.
And the crazy thing when you talk about a talented player like Owen facing a talented player as well, like Colin Bruno, Owen had a great year as only a 10th grader last year.
Yeah, Owen's one of those kids that, you know, you love to have on your team and you hate to see on the other team. He has really good hand-eye coordination. He's able to, hit any pitch wherever it's pitched. So this will be a good matchup between Bruno and Courtney. You got a really good pitcher on the mound. You got a really good hitter at the plate. And we're going to see who's going to come out on top here.
Dover infield comes in and talks things over with their veteran right-handed hurler. For Dover in the outfield, Liam Mast, the junior, in left. Caden Shy, the senior, in center. Aiden Nimmel in right. Bruno's first pitch of the second, missing for a ball. We mentioned in the first inning, with Bruno on the mound, Hunter Edwards behind the plate, Brady Gibb at first, Nathan Leggett at second, Luke Leggett at short, and Mason Gruel at third base. The Crimson Tornadoes. The 1-0 pitch, high and inside, 2-0. Bruno checking in with Edwards to get the sign. Holds the glove, kind of similar to Courtney, high in front of his face, and Owen pops it up on the infield toward shortstop. Luke Leggett, the 10th grader there, makes the grab, and 1 out in the inning. And certainly, for those who may not be familiar as you watch this live video stream, thanks to our good partners at Claxon Communications, somebody like Leggett in that scenario, or really almost any of the fielders, especially on the left side of the infield, you can be looking up into the sun here in these games.
Yeah, especially here in the early innings.
First pitch, line drive and foul.
As that sun starts to get down just before it gets below the hill, it can get pretty dangerous if you're on the left side there of that infield or even left field.
Keaton Fossil. And this is one of the ways you know it's early in the season. Keaton's got the hood of his hoodie hanging out the back of his jersey.
I noticed that. You do see a lot of that, especially this early in the season. And it may seem like it's warm right about 5 o'clock, but it gets cold quickly this early in the season.
One of the things we were joking about at the radio station today, Josh, is it seems okay when you're walking from your car into the high school where you work or into the radio station wherever people work. But when you sit out here for 2 hours, that ball's fouled straight back to the netting. Then it's a little bit different story.
It does change things dramatically when you have to sit out there for a while.
Keaton Fossil behind in the count at 0-2. Of course, Keaton, a fantastic athlete during his time at New Philly, the quarterback on the football team, an outstanding baseball player. Bruno ready, his 0-2 pitch, and that's fouled out of play, first base side.
And it looked like he was just trying to fight that one off, up in the zone a little bit, a little close on the border, being a ball or a strike. He did a good job just fouling it off.
Keaton trying to provide New Philadelphia with a base runner here in the bottom of the second. The pitch down in the dirt, 1-2. And Keaton, like so many players on both of these teams, New Philadelphia and Dover, multiple sport athletes.
Yeah, Keaton's a great kid to have in the halls. He's in the school all day long too. He's a great student, great athlete, good kid to have around.
Bruno checking in with Edwards, the 1-2 pitch, and it's down in the dirt, bounces, and Edwards fields and throws Fossil out at first base. 2 outs in the inning. Now to bring the DH, Matthew Miser. Miser, the 6'2 senior, he's hitting for the catcher, Jack Range. New Philadelphia, 8th-year head coach Tyler Weisel, coaching down at third base. Logan Moorhead down at first base. So far, Colin Bruno has faced a minimum of 5. Miser can't catch up with that one. A strike to start the at-bat. Sophomore right fielder Caleb Carruthers waiting on deck. The next pitch missing off the plate. A ball and a strike. We are scoreless, bottom of the second inning. Bruno ready, the 1-1 pitch. There's a fly ball into left field coming in. Liam Mask to make the catch. For the second time in as many innings, the Quakers go 1-2-3. After a pair of innings, New Philadelphia and Dover scoreless on the Big Z Sports Network and the sports voice of the Valley.
T-County Boxing Academy professional boxer Andre Sugar Dre Donovan is back in action Saturday, April 19th, fighting for the ABO Bantamweight Championship at the Meadows Casino in Washington, Pennsylvania. Tickets are available at Day One Cuts on Monroe Avenue in New Philadelphia or on Sugar Dre's Facebook and Instagram pages. Plus, the T-County Boxing Academy is offering their youth classes starting in April and are open to boys and girls ages 8 to 15. Classes are Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, $10 each or $65 for the whole month.
High school baseball live video stream today with our good friends at Claxon Communications along with the Big Z Sports Network and the sports voice of the Valley. Now, I realize you are an education professional and not a psychologist, but what do you think about somebody who would come to one of these games wearing shorts? No names, please. Future athletic director Ricky Neff.
Yeah, I would be concerned about that person. It is a little bit chilly, but if anybody knows Ricky Neff is a shorts guy. If he's going to be out and about, he's more comfortable in shorts. And that maybe he's just tougher than we are.
That's a possibility. It'll be Caden Shy to the plate for Dover here in the top of the third, leading off for the second time in 3 innings. Singled to start the ball game for Jeff Fondry's squad. Owen Courtney's first pitch to him bounces in the dirt.
In his last at-bat, he had Courtney in a 3-1 count, ended up getting him to 3-2. Be very beneficial if Owen could get up in this count.
The 1-0 pitch, a little bit high, ball 2, and you can, once you start making, I don't want to say comparisons, but start talking about Dover, Philly, Dover. There's so many stories to tell about people who are involved in both communities, to be sure. The 2-0 pitch from Courtney, a called strike. Caden's mom teaches at Raleigh Middle School.
She does.
So you got that going on.
She does. She does a tremendous job there. And, of course, you know, I'm sure some of the teachers give her a hard time throughout the week whenever you are coming up with the Dover Philly event.
And his mom was an absolutely, positively tremendous golfer at New Philadelphia.
I was not aware of that,
And she was so good. How good was she? She golfed at Ohio State.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, she was tremendous. Natalie was.
That's incredible.
2-2. Courtney fighting back in the count. The next pitch breaking ball misses just out of the zone. No. So I'm sure that 90% of the time she's rooting for the black and red, except for this game.
I'm sure. It's hard to root against your kids.
No, you can't do that. No way, can't do it. The 3-2 pitch. Hit hard on the ground, base hit in the left field, so Shy 2 for 2 on the afternoon.
And again, that was in the same count. Got in a 3-2 count just like he was in his first at bat, and Owen had to put one over there and let him hit it, and he did pull it right through the hole there between third baseman and the shortstop.
That'll bring Luke Leggett to the plate.
The last 2 times they had a run on first base with nobody out, they've been bunting. So let's see if Fonders decides to do that again.
Shy, a lead at first. Keaton Bossel holding him on there. There's a pitch and a called strike on the outside corner.
Not squaring around this time.
That's kind of, when we talk about how long Coach Fonders has been a head coach for 27 years between Dover and TCC, has literally been a head coach easily longer than any of his players have been alive.
True.
That's fouled back and easily out of play behind home plate.
By about at least 9 years.
I'm sure Jeff doesn't want us reminding him of that. No balls, 2 strikes. Courtney looking over towards first, where Shy's got a pretty good lead over there. Now Owen knows that, and he'll just kind of lob. That's not his best move. We can guarantee you that.
No. But you wonder if Dover's going to test this freshman catcher back there. He hasn't seen varsity baseball action. It's only his second game behind the plate. They're going to at some point.
Courtney from the stretch. And the 0-2 pitch upstairs for a ball, 1-2. Well, I want to take the opportunity, both Coach Fonders and Coach Weisel. Sometimes coaches aren't expedient in getting you information on their teams, but Jeff and Tyler could be nothing but the complete opposite of that. Over to first, Shy back safely, and it helps, and I realize nobody cares except Josh and I, but it helps you as a broadcaster when you have that stuff, more than 5 minutes before a game. And both Coach Weisel and Coach Fonders getting us that stuff well in advance. That ball hit left center field, backpedaling. Carson Long makes a nice grab about 10 feet in front of that left field fence for the first out of the inning.
And you could really see if you watch on the live stream, he struggled with that a little bit. It probably got up into the sun there and just above the hill, and it does make it difficult. But he did a good job getting underneath it and making the catch.
That'll bring Hunter Edwards to the plate. Walked in his first at bat. Well, and certainly one of the advantages for Carson out there, even when battling that sun, he's done that in left field now. This is his third season doing that. So if anybody knows how to play it out there in that sun, it's him. And a nice pitch that time from Courtney.
Yeah, very true. I mean, you've got to get used to a position like that when you're playing in these types of conditions, and he's done it for a while. He knows how to manage that.
0-1, again Shy. Pretty good lead at first as Fossil continues to hold him on there. He'll throw over to first, Shy back.
Shy had a pretty big lead there.
And let's go to when you were coaching, Josh. How often do you decide to go to first? Are there any indicators, any signs that you want to throw over there in certain scenarios?
Well, I always tell my pitchers, you got to help your catcher out.
There's a pitch, called strike, throw down to second. Oh, just in ahead of the tag. Boy, that was a bang play and a good throw by Range. And now Coach Weisel, I think, wants to have a little discussion with our field umpire. And you said they're going to test Range sooner or later, and Jack put that thing right on the bag.
That was quick. It was right there. Runner got a great jump. It could have gone either way. Obviously, we're about 170 feet away from there, so he's a little bit closer than we are. But I'm not going to question his call.
And whatever explanation he gave Coach Weisel, I think Coach was pretty satisfied with it because he turned around and ran right back to the dugout.
Yeah, and a lot of times you go out there as a coach, it's a judgment call, whatever they make. But you just want to ask a question, let your players know that you're sticking up for them.
The 0-2 pitch from Courtney, a breaking ball hammered on the ground, foul down the third base line.
When a coach comes out, you don't need to be shouting and yelling all the time. You just want to ask a question. Did he get the tag? He was probably asking, did he make the tag? Did he miss the tag?
Right.
Something like that.
Because that's something that, whether it's from the dugouts or certainly back here, you have no idea whether or not it might look like he tagged him. The count remains 0-2, shy at second after the stolen base. The next pitch, a called strike 3. So 2 outs in the inning as Edwards fans, and that'll bring Liam Mast, who in his first at-bat back in the first hit into a double play. We're in the top of the third inning. Dover and New Philadelphia scoreless from Tuscarora Park. These same two teams are right back at it tomorrow in Dover City Park, weather permitting. Courtney's pitch, a little bit high for a ball.
Going back to that discussion of throwing over to first base, I would always tell my pitchers, you don't have to get them out to be effective. You want them to know that you're there. You're going to help your catcher out. If you can get them to shorten up a little bit, then you got a better opportunity if they do go to throw them out.
The 1-0 pitch from Courtney fouled straight back to that netting behind home plate. 1 ball, 1 strike.
The third inning in a row, Dover has a runner in scoring position.
Well, you'll hear that stat all the time. What does a team hit with runners in scoring position, whether it's high school, college, or the majors? The 1-1 from Courtney, a beautiful breaking pitch that Mass couldn't catch up to.
No, that ball had quite a bit of movement on it. Great pitch. Difficult one to hit. Cutting down and out of the zone.
And a lot of times people will say, well, that kind of looked like it was low. Well, when he started to swing, it was not down there.
It was not.
And that's why those breaking pitches are so hard to hit. The 1-2 pitch from Courtney, that's low and jack range. Good job kind of pushing it out in front of him. Chases it up the first baseline, not allowing Shy to advance. 2 balls and 2 strikes. On Mass, the Dover left fielder. Courtney, a long look in at jack range, getting the sign. Glancing back at Shy, the 2-2 pitch. That ball gets away from range, and that's going to allow Shy to scamper down to third. So now the count full. So Dover trying to push a run across here in the top of the third, something neither team, the Crimson Tornadoes nor the Quakers, have done so far. Courtney ready. The count, 3-2, Mast the batter. The pitch. Long fly ball, left field twisting and easily foul. As the count will stay full. Tyler Weisel, New Phillies head coach, bringing out a new bunch of baseballs to our home plate umpire. (3-2). Courtney checks again with the freshman range. And the 3-2 pitch. Just got a piece of it.
Yeah, just off the end of the bat. Another breaking ball. You're in this situation with 3-2 count. As a hitter, you're not sure what to expect. First base is open. If you want to try to throw a breaking ball down and out of the zone and try to get you to miss, but 1 fastball, 1 breaking ball so far in this full count.
Courtney, ready. And again, a 3-2 pitch. A breaking ball, a little bit high, ball 4.
First and third opportunity here. I know I'd coached against Jeff Fonders a number of times. He's got a few in his back pocket when it comes to first and third situations. Let's see if he tries to dial one up and try to get a runner across the plate here.
Well, something you don't see too often from Owen. He's had a little control problem here so far. 3 walks in as many innings. That'll bring Mason Gruel to the plate. Mason singled in his first at bat, pops that back foul and out of play. Soaring over Rod Miller Way. We renamed that walkway here through the park, Rod Miller Way, after the longtime City Parks director retired a year ago. And Rod hated every second of that. He does not like that recognition, but boy, what a job he did over the years. That's fouled into the dirt at the plate, 0-2.
Rod did do a tremendous job, and he's still very active in
Yes,
New
he
Philadelphia
is.
schools. I see him at just about every event that I attend.
Well, if we didn't know personally that he was retired, I'm not sure we'd think he was retired.
Actually, as we're speaking about him, he's standing right there.
there he is. Exactly. The 0-2 pitch. A called strike 3. And the Quakers worked out of a third consecutive inning with a runner in scoring position, keeping Dover from scoring. We head to the bottom of the third. It's New Philadelphia and Dover scoreless on the Sports Voice of the Valley.
Commercial building owners, how well do you keep your roof maintained? At Right Mark Roofing, we offer our Bullseye Maintenance Program to building owners to help keep your roof healthy. This includes our 21-point inspection that examines all the essential areas of your roof that require year-round maintenance, a detailed report on the health and status of your roof, priority service that moves you to the front of the line, and discounts that reduce the risk of expensive repairs. Give us a call at 330-275-0088 or visit our website at rightmarkroofing.com to learn more.
Bottom of inning number 3 with WJER and Big Z Sports. Thanks for joining us on this live video stream. Is your wonderfully talented wife going to have hot meal on the table for you when you get home? Will you have to take something home?
No.
What's the game plan?
No, she does a tremendous job. I don't know what's on the menu for tonight, but she's got all of her meals planned out throughout the week.
Look at that.
Yeah, we go shopping on the weekends, get all our food together, so I'm sure by the time I get home, it may not still be hot by the time I get there because I got 4 kids. And
they got to eat.
So right. I'll throw it in the microwave when I get home, warm it up a little bit.
That's fine. If you or I were in charge, now you live out in the Sugar Creek area,
right.
I'd be swinging by and seeing Rocky Schenauer at Park Street Pizza. That'd probably be my version of cooking.
Rocky, great guy. I actually went to school with him. He's a year younger than me, and he has done a tremendous job with that business, opening up Dola Jeans here now in Dover. And, man, any of the stuff that he has gotten into, it has blossomed into something amazing.
It really has.
He has done. He's got one down in Houston, Texas. He's got one up in Canton and now one here in Dover. And started as a little tiny pizza shop there.
Yes.
Where, if you know Dover Road Dairy, that's where he was selling pizzas and a pickup only, and has turned it into what it is today. He's done a tremendous job.
My daughter loves Park Street so much. That's who she had cater her wedding. So there you have it.
Oh, that's incredible.
And no, we don't have a Park Street pizza in front of us. Not that we're against that if that happened. Caleb Carruthers to lead things off, and he takes the first pitch inside for a ball. Colin Bruno, very talented Dover senior pitcher, has faced the minimum so far through 2. The 1-0 pitch, that's inside, ball 2. Now, as always, with the Dover-New Philly matchup, a ton of media coverage for this game. And Caleb's grandfather, one of them, Kelly Ricklick, very highly involved in getting money raised to get the field refurbished. And Caleb grounds it to second, scooping it up. Nathan Leggett and throws on to first for the first out in the inning. And Kelly normally runs the scoreboard for these games, but he is involved in another broadcast, and I'm trying to figure out who's talking more on that broadcast, Kelly or Charlie Jones. I mean, that's a great question.
That's a great question. I'd love to know the answer.
I would like to see the FanDuel odds on that is what I'd like to see. Seth Bieber, the third baseman for the Quakers, takes a pitch high for a ball. Seth, one of those guys who could play all over the infield if Tyler Weisel needed him to at different spots.
He is one of your utility guys, as you would say. You can play him anywhere.
The 1-0 pitch from Bruno, a little bit inside, 2-0. And while I certainly do not know Mr. Bruno. He didn't necessarily look enthralled with that call. I think he liked where that ball was on the inside part of the plate and just kind of looked in there.
Sometimes your pitchers do wear their emotions on their sleeve, and that's not necessarily the greatest thing when you're
2-0 pitch, and he gets the next call on the outside corner, 2-1. But, I think it would be hard not to if you were a pitcher. I mean, every now and then. You don't want to do it all the time. But
no.
You put it there, and you think, that wasn't a strike?
I spent a little time there on the mound in high school, not so much in college, but I've had that feeling many times. And sometimes you're a little bit more biased towards yourself than you are necessarily for anybody else.
Well, and that time he got one and got the call on the inside corner. Now Bieber facing a 2-2 count with New Philadelphia senior center fielder Max Steele in the on-deck circle. Bieber ready, Bruno ready, the 2-2 pitch. Grounded to second, slow across that grass, but it'll be fielded and fired on to first base by Nathan Leggett. As he's assisted on both putouts here in the bottom of the third. Had a chance to talk with Nathan and Luke's mom, Julie, over at Dumont Sporting Goods. I was in there buying gear yesterday and buying the scorebook I'm writing in right now. And
I do a lot of shopping down there. Like I said, I got 4 kids, so I've spent my time down there with kids playing baseball and softball.
First pitch to Max Steele outside and low for a ball. And so often when you see a young male athlete at the high school level, you talk about, well, his dad was a good athlete and this and that and the other. And there's nothing wrong with that. Next pitch, high and outside, ball 2 with 2 outs to Max Steele. But Nathan and Luke's mom was a great athlete at Dover. Julie Clark was her maiden name, and track and field, and basketball. The 2-0 pitch, ball 3.
She did a little bit of everything, and she was good at all of them.
Oh, she was. I also think Julie's like the clerk of Dover City Council. She's got more talent in her little finger than I do in both hands. The next pitch misses. Ball 4. So the Quakers with their first base runner of the afternoon on the 2-out walk to Max Steele.
Now batting number 2, Braylon McBride.
Speaking of parents, Max Steele, his father does tremendous work for New Philadelphia as our trainer. Just couldn't ask for a better guy to work with our athletes.
Well, he just does a great job and has for a number of years. He and his lovely wife, their oldest son is now a doctor, Chase Steele. I said, who did he get his smarts from? And Todd just looked at me. But he's doing emergency room rotations down in the Dayton area or something like that.
My goodness.
And I can remember when Chase played basketball at New Philly. So Max Steele leading in first. He's got a big lead over there.
Lead at first base.
They're going to throw over to first, and they call him out first base. So he's picked off to end the Quakers' third inning. After 3 complete from Tuscarora Park, it's Dover and New Philadelphia. They're scoreless on the Big Z Sports Network and the sports voice of the Valley.
Dumont Sporting Goods in Dover and Canton has just what you're looking for, so your athlete has the best gear for the sports they play. Dumont's has a large apparel selection and can handle your customized screen printing as well as embroidery for your team or business. For sporting goods and for all your apparel needs, Dumont Sporting Goods in Dover and Canton has everything you want to play and look your best.
Then she was smart. She said, I'm out of here. The 4th inning is upon us here at Tuscarora Park in New Philadelphia. The Dover Crimson Tornadoes in New Philadelphia scoreless. Bill Morgan along with Josh Jarvis, happy to have you along. And whether you're looking for a quick bite to eat or a new career, our local McDonald's want to meet you. Download the app for big savings or stop in and fill out an application at McDonald's. Well, we talked a little bit, Josh, in the pregame show that pitching is always the key, maybe a little bit more so in softball than baseball, but so far the pitching today, we've seen both teams have put zeros on the scoreboard in both teams in their opening games. Dover yesterday against Normandy, Newfield against John Glenn on Saturday. They didn't allow a run either team in either of those games.
Right, yeah, and so far Owen Courtney maybe struggled with command a little bit there, but only walked 2 batters and hasn't let a run go across. Bruno faced the minimum.
Immel to lead things off.
Even though he did walk 1, he was able to, on his own, pick him off first base, so still facing the minimum so far in this game.
Courtney's first pitch in the 4th, missing out of the zone, and the 1-0 pitch missing offside off of the plate and low ball 2. Immel put down a successful sacrifice bunt in his first opportunity. Courtney ready, and the 2-0 pitch high and inside ball 3.
Again, Courtney working behind in the count here. Batter's probably taking all the way right now.
3-0 as Immel leads off the inning, and there's a called strike, and Immel started down the first base line. Umpires never like that. They don't like that.
That's not necessarily a good look.
Yeah, it doesn't matter whether you're doing it in high school, college, or the pros, and there's another called strike. The count now full.
Last 2 pitches right on the outside corner.
And I'm not real sure that pitch has been a strike in other parts of the game, to be honest. 3-2 pitch, popped up, second base. There, backpedaling a step or 2 to make the catch for the Quakers is Braylon McBride for the first out of the inning.
Great job working back from that 3-0 count, but if Owen can work ahead in counts, he's not going to have to throw as many pitches. Might be able to go a little bit longer, but this early in the season, pitch counts, you're keeping an eye on it.
I'll bring Brady Gibb to the plate. He lines that into left field. Carson Long, a diving catch, and he makes the grab for the second out of the inning.
That was a hard-hit line drive, and that son had to be working on that ball because when that ball's not too high up in the air, but he did a tremendous job tracking it down, laying out, and making the catch.
So 2 up and 2 down as Owen Courtney and the Quakers trying to do something here in the top of the 4th. They haven't done so far this afternoon, and that set Dover down 1-2-3. It brings Brady Bergeron to the plate, the sophomore designated hitter who walked in his first at-bat, takes a pitch outside and low. Brady batting for the Dover pitcher, Colin Bruno. So 1-0 the count. Courtney ready. That pitch, a little bit high, ball 2. And I guess there may be some disputing about what I'm about to say, but you know what? One of the signs of a good pitcher is when you don't have your best stuff per se, which Owen probably doesn't have so far today. There's a called strike. You manage to find a way to battle and hang in there and give your team a chance, and certainly Josh Owen has done that so far.
Yeah, he really has, and that's a great quality to have in a pitcher because things don't always go your way when you're on the mound. If you can fight through that stuff.
The 2-1 pitch, called strike outside corner.
Most of the guys that I've had that were able to, work through those scenarios where everything wasn't going their way, they've been some of the best competitors I've ever coached.
The 2-2 offering. Line drive, it's going to bounce at second. McBride will field it and be unable to come up with it cleanly. So reaching Bergeron with 2 outs.
That ball coming off the bat was spinning, and it almost kind of checked up. So I don't know if Braylon was quite sure where that ball was going to end up, but he just came up short on it.
Nathan Leggett.
So that'll bring Nathan Leggett to the plate. I don't know who the official score is, so I don't know if that's an infield single or that's an error. And looks like we're going to have a pinch runner in. See if we can catch who that is for you momentarily.
Pinch runner number 21, Cale Oswald.
Cale Oswald.
Now, I was always kind of strict as a head coach, but if you're asking me, I'm putting that down as an error in the book.
I think Braylon would tell you I should have made that play.
It wasn't the easiest play to make,
No.
but he was in position to make it, and sometimes that's just the way it goes.
Nathan Leggett trying to extend the Dover top of the fourth inning. Takes a pitch high. Flew out to Caleb Carruthers to end the Dover second. Carruthers, the right fielder for this Quaker baseball team. Courtney checking on Oswald over at first. And the 1-0 pitch lifted on a fly, kind of short center field. Max Steele calling for it, and he'll make the catch to end the Crimson Tornado fourth inning. After 3.5 from Tuscarora Park, it is New Philadelphia and Dover scoreless on the Sports Voice of the Valley.
Big moments are coming. Are you ready? If you need sponsor banners, graduation programs, or yard sale signs, the East Central Ohio Print Center has you covered. Visit ecoprintcenter.org. And if you've got a new driver in the house, East Central Ohio ESC offers flexible driver's education with in-car training and online options. Scholarships are available from signs to steering wheels. The East Central Ohio Educational Service Center is here to help. Find out more today online at ecoesc.org.
The bottom of the fourth inning has arrived here at Tuscarora Park. Dover, obviously the visitors, and New Philadelphia scoreless. The same two teams will square off tomorrow over at Dover City Park. It is supposed to rain tomorrow afternoon. Now, of course, Dover has that beautiful turf. But probably the biggest problem, the last time I looked at the forecast before I left the radio station early this afternoon, it may thunderstorm tomorrow afternoon. So they're not playing if it's thunderstorming, whether you have turf or whether you don't. But it is if you haven't been over to Dover City Park and seen the turf, it looks great.
It does. It really does look great. But typically you don't want guys out in the middle of an open field whenever there's lightning. So
with aluminum bats.
With aluminum bats, yes.
I mean, I'm no expert, but I mean, yeah, you don't want that.
But again, that's what you deal with in Ohio, especially in the spring. You're not sure what you're going to get. Saturday was 73 degrees and sunny. It was beautiful for opening day for the Quakers, and then you turn around and you look at the next week coming up, and there's rain this day and that day. And so, again, that's Ohio baseball. Gotta love it.
My wife, who, by the way, is a Garaway grad out from where you.
Right.
I was telling her, I said, I don't know, it's going to be kind of chilly today. And she said, you're getting soft at your old age. Our daughter played varsity softball for the Quakers for 4 years, and certainly, as you've alluded to throughout the broadcast, Josh, whether you're a Dover fan, a Philly fan locked into this, you know what? There have been much colder scenarios than there is today. But, yeah, maybe I am getting softer as I get older. That's fine.
Up on the hill, it's a little bit more windy up there, too,
yes,
than it is down in here.
Yes, it is. Braylon McBride to lead things off and swings at one, kind of down low. And Bruno, as he's done most of the afternoon, the very talented right-handed senior heading the count at 0-1. Braylon struck out in his and the Quakers' first at-bat of the game. The 0-1 pitch, fly ball lifted into center field. Caden Shy running over toward left center to make the catch for the first out. Now, I won't say who, but one of the people involved in this broadcast could be Josh or I, could be some of our talented production crew, but one of us has gloves on. So
that would be me. I've coached baseball for way too long in Ohio, and I'm writing stuff down. I'm gonna keep my gloves on.
Mason Catarina takes a pitch down in the dirt, lined down to right center field in his first at bat. He really put a pretty good swing on it against Bruno.
Yeah, he did hit that ball to right field. Thought it was going to get down, but that right fielder out there did a tremendous job tracking it down.
Slow roller to short. Luke Leggett fields it and fires on to first for the second out of the inning. Well, when I used to do baseball for baseball announcing, play-by-play for the University of Akron, some genius who built the press box up there thought it was a good idea to have, I don't know what you want to call the windows, but they were like clouded windows. So even early in the season, we had to have the windows wide open. And I learned after about 2 games, never, ever come up here without a heavy coat.
And they usually start a little bit earlier in college than
they absolutely do. That'll bring Carson Long to the plate, and Carson only 1 at bat so far. He grounded out, but his biggest contribution have been a couple of nice plays out in left field so far, Josh.
Yeah, he's done a great job out there in left field, battling that sun and fielding his position well.
Bruno's 1-0 pitch, low and outside, ball 2. So Bruno has faced the minimum so far and allowed only 1 base runner who he would later pick off. The 2-0 pitch, high, ball 3.
Yeah, he's done a real good job on the mound so far, keeping runners off base, and then when they do, he just gets rid of them. He just picks them off right there. But so far, looking like he's in mid-season form.
The 3-0 pitch from Bruno, called strike on the outside corner. 3-1. Carson trying to get something started for the Quakers. They have not had a runner in scoring position as of yet. We are scoreless. Do Philly and Dover. The pitch, foul. Well, it's a high toward the second base and first base combo, and the second baseman, that is one of those Leggett brothers. Nathan Leggett, the senior, drifts over there and makes the catch of the pop-up, and that ends the Quaker 4th inning. After 4 complete from Tuscarora Park, New Philadelphia and Dover are scoreless with the Big Z Sports Network and the sports voice of the Valley.
Join us at Keim Home Center in Charm for Customer Appreciation Days, April 7th through 12th. We're celebrating our customers all week long with giveaways, gift card drawings, woodworking demonstrations, and refreshments. Save 10% on appliances, lawn and garden tools, housewares, and so much more. Don't miss our free pancake and sausage breakfast Friday and Saturday morning. Visit KeimHome.com or follow us on Facebook for more details. We'll see you April 7th through 12th for Customer Appreciation Days at Keim Home Center in Charm.
Regular season high school baseball on the Sports Voice of the Valley and the Big Z Sports Network. Bill Morgan with Josh Jarvis. Dover certainly had some opportunities against talented Quaker junior right-hander Owen Courtney, but they've been unable to capitalize in terms of pushing one across the plate. And so far, and by the way, I don't believe in any of that broadcaster jinx hooey through 4 innings. Colin Bruno's throwing a no-no for Dover.
Yeah, he has been, and Dover at the plate. They've had 3 to the 4 innings. They've had runners in scoring position. They've had a runner on every inning. They just haven't been able to get one across. But so far, Bruno, he is throwing a no-hitter, just 1 walk away from a perfect game.
Now batting number 2,
Caden Shy, who has singled and moved into scoring position, as Josh was just talking about in both of his at-bats. The leadoff here in the 5th takes a called strike, and while a leadoff hitter is called a leadoff hitter, obviously, because he leads off the top of the lineup, not too many times does a leadoff hitter lead off 3 times in a game.
Yeah, he has led off every time that he has been to the plate so far.
Courtney's second pitch of the inning, missing outside and low. Count 1 ball and 1 strike. Shy, the center fielder for Jeff Von Reest and company.
But if you flip it over to Philly's side, Braylon McBride, he's led off his 2 times at the plate.
Wow, that's really odd. That's 5 for 5. The next pitch, missing high, ball 2. Courtney checking in with freshman catcher Jack Range. The next pitch, a called strike in the outside corner. In a New Philadelphia season opening mercy win over John Glenn, the starting battery, both freshmen, Jackson Martini on the mound and Jack Range behind the plate. The 2-2 pitch bounces in front of the plate.
Yeah, that was pretty neat. I was talking to Coach Weitzel on Friday before that game, and he's like, well, we're going to go with 2 freshmen. We're going to see how it goes. And they did a tremendous job. Martini threw 3 innings and gave up no hits, no walks. So pretty good showing for a freshman in his first outing.
Made Coach Weitzel look good.
Yeah, it did.
Courtney ready. And the 3-2 pitch. Hit to third. Grabbed to third by Bieber. Throws on to first in time.
That was bang, bang.
I thought he was safe. Nobody's asking me.
Well, a few of the Dover fans would agree with you. I heard the oohs and ahs over there.
Yeah. Now to bring Luke Leggett to the plate. Boy, I was really impressed back during basketball season. I got to see the Dover and Quaker boys basketball game at home. The Quakers would win that game, but Luke did a really great job at the backcourt for first-year head coach Matt Bonkennel's team. The 1-0 pitch, called strike on the outside corner. And I was talking, I mentioned his mom earlier, and talking with her yesterday about Luke, and she said, well, Luke's quite different from me in one way. She goes, yeah, I was kind of fiery and really competitive, and sometimes maybe should have said things I shouldn't have said when I was out there. She goes, he's very even-keeled, level-headed, and she goes, she must have got that from my husband because he did not get it from me.
Well, it's a good quality trait to have in a baseball player because you fail a lot in baseball.
Right.
If you can keep it steady, you're usually in good shape.
The 1-2 pitch and a swing and a miss. And that's always funny, isn't it, Josh, when you talk about baseball, especially if you put it up on the major league level that so many people are familiar with. You fail 7 out of 10 times at the plate, hit 300 for a career, and you're a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, that's one of the things I love most about this sport because it really brings out character in people because it teaches you a lot because you fail way more than you succeed at this game, and the ones that are best at it are still failing 70% of the time.
Catcher Hunter Edwards coming to the plate, and Owen Courtney missing off the plate for a ball. Hunter, 2 at-bats so far. He's walked and he struck out. 1-0, Courtney checking in with Jack Range, and the pitch, nice breaking ball and a called strike. A ball, a strike. Courtney in the shadows, which we've got for at least half the infield. The next pitch missing just off the plate, and now Owen has that look on his face that Colin Bruno had on his face about an inning ago when he thought he got not a call that he should have got. So 2-1, 2 outs, top of the 5th. New Philly and Dover scoreless. And asking for time is the senior Edwards. He steps out. I always love that gamesmanship.
You know, you're talking about the shadows. I remember being on this. It was always difficult before the shadows got to the pitcher's mound because you'd see the pitcher's ball in the light, and then it would disappear in the shadows. It always made it a lot more difficult as a hitter when you would see that change.
2 balls and a strike. The pitch. Missing the zone. 3-1.
So you always give the advantage to the pitcher in that situation before the sun just got down far enough where it's all in the shadows, and the batters can pick up the ball a little bit easier out of the pitcher's hand.
3-1. Courtney checking once again with Jack Range. The pitch, outside, ball 4. So a 2-out walk for Dover senior catcher Hunter Edwards. Edwards has been on base 2 of his 3 times so far, both via the walk.
Yeah, 3-1 count there to Edwards, and Owen was not giving in through a curveball and a mostly fastball, count, but he was not giving in.
So head coach Tyler Weisel will come out and have a chat with not only Owen but the entire Quaker infield. Seth Bieber at third, the shortstop Mason Catarina, second baseman Braylon McBride, first baseman Keaton Fossil, and of course the catcher Jack Range. What do you think Coach is saying to him when he goes out there?
Number 8, Liam Maddox.
Well, he could be saying a number of things here. Like, you're in a situation, you're facing a number 4 hitter, okay? So it's a really good hitter in the lineup, but we obviously want to keep the runner close at first, too.
First pitch, called strike on the outside part of the plate, 0-1.
And maybe he had a discussion with him, hey, bud, we don't need to throw curveballs in 3-1 counts necessarily. Let's make them hit the ball. They're not hitting the ball around the park right now quite yet. Give it to them, let them hit the ball, and let's see what happens.
Well, he's ahead in the count, the 0-1 pitch, and there's a called strike, too.
He also could have been saying you need to work ahead. And if that's what he said, it worked.
0-2. By the way, Coach Weissel and his wife recently finding out they're going to be parents later in the year. That's exciting.
I was not aware of that. Congratulations, Coach.
I spend too much time on Facebook, Mr. Jarvis. That's one of my challenges in life. The 0-2 pitch popped up behind home plate. Jack Range has the mask off, and the freshman makes a big grab to end the top of the 5th for Dover. After 4 1/2, it's New Philadelphia and Dover scoreless on the Big Z Sports Network and the sports voice of the Valley.
Hi, I'm Zach Motice with the Tuscarawas Insurance Agency. For all your auto, home, farm, and business insurance needs, contact our team at the Tuscarawas Insurance Agency. Or stop in and see us at one of our 3 locations in downtown New Philadelphia, Sugar Creek, or in Strasburg, providing excellent service to the Tuscarawas Valley since 1885. Everyone here at the Tuscarawas Insurance Agency would like to wish all area athletes good luck this season.
New Philadelphia getting ready to come to the plate in the bottom of the 5th inning. They and arch-rival Dover scoreless after 4 1/2 here at Tuscarora Park in New Philadelphia. I'm Bill Morgan with Josh Jarvis. And we and our partners at Big Z Sports kind of splitting up these Dover-New Philadelphia rivalry games. The folks at Big Z live video streaming the softball game today, and tomorrow it'll be the opposite. Big Z will be doing baseball, and should it not rain, Bill Hammerstrom and Ricky Metcalf will have the call of Dover and New Philadelphia softball tomorrow. And the softball teams always, Josh, I think this is right, a week ahead in terms of starting before baseball, so they've already played easily more games.
Yeah, this is the first year they've done that, actually.
Is it?
That softball worked ahead. I'm not exactly sure of the reasoning why, because I haven't been to those coaches' meetings in a while and stuff like that, but this was actually the first year that softball started a week ahead. It might have something to do with the championships.
Yeah.
You've got 7 divisions now.
7 divisions.
So I'm not exactly sure why, but I was aware that they moved softball season up a week this year.
I had some communications the other week with Tim Street from the OHSAA, who handles the media stuff, and he said that on the softball front, Owen Courtney going to lead things off, and we'll get back to that thought in a moment. Bruno against Courtney. Ball grounded to third. Backhanded by Gruel. He'll fire on to first and pulls the first baseman off the bag, so the Quakers, for the first time today, because of the error, have their leadoff runner on. But Mr. Street down in Columbus telling me that they are going to play, I've got to do the quick math in my head, all 21 state softball tournament games up in Akron at Firestone Stadium. So,
oh, wow. Baseball's always played up there at Canal Park.
Yeah, so I don't know if that's going to be the case. That probably depends on what the Rubber Duck schedule is.
All right.
Keaton Fossil at the plate, the 5-hole hitter for the black and red. And there's a nice pitch to start off the at-bat. A strike as Colin Bruno continues to do what he has done most of the afternoon. That start ahead in counts for the Crimson and Gray.
Yeah, he really has. Nobody's really hit the ball hard off him, with the exception of Mason Caterina there in that first inning. But he's missing the barrel on these hitters.
And throw over to first, and Courtney diving back in safely. First base coach Logan Moorhead goes over to have a chat with him. Former Quaker pitching coach Chris Willoughby, now the head coach up at St. Thomas Aquinas in Louisville. I would think that Tyler Weisel's too young to be building a coaching tree, but maybe he is. That pitch off the plate and firing down to first base was Edwards, back safely.
Well, the coaches that Tyler knows, it was amazing when I came here with some of the people that I knew and some of the people that he knew when he was up there coaching in Canton, we knew some of the same people. We didn't necessarily know each other very well, but it is kind of neat. The baseball community is a real small community. We know a bunch of people. We're connected that way, and it's just a lot of fun to meet other coaches and find out, oh, yeah, I know this guy, I know that guy, and the connections that you can make.
1-1 the count on Fossil. He's turning around and back safely after the throw over to first by Bruno is Owen Courtney. And, of course, for those that may not know, Tyler played at Canton Central Catholic, and they were and continue to be one of the best small school programs in the state of Ohio.
He was a great baseball player from what I've heard, playing up there. I never got to watch him play, but, they're a baseball factory up there.
Oh, absolutely.
Central Catholic.
The 1-1 pitch to Fossil. A slow roller to third. Gruel bobbles, picks it up, fires on to first, and pulls the first baseman off the bag. So the Quakers with back-to-back runners on first and second to lead things off.
Number 9, Matthew Miser.
Got runners at first and second, and still Bruno has not given up a hit in this game.
True. So that'll bring Miser to the plate. And a little timeout. Dover going to have a discussion out on the mound. And I would imagine maybe more than anything, and certainly Jeff Fondries has forgotten more about baseball than I know, but they're probably just talking defensive strategy. Hey, if he puts one down here, what are we doing with the ball? And that kind of stuff.
It's a great situation. You're in the bottom of the fifth inning. You're only playing 7 here in high school. You got runners at first, second with nobody out. It's a perfect opportunity to lay down a bunt. As much as that pains Coach Weisel, I know he's not a guy that's real big on bunting, but in a situation like this, it might be a good idea to see if you can't move the runners along and get a runner at third base with less than 2 outs.
The meeting on the mound breaks up. The Quaker offensive meeting breaks up with Matthew Miser, the on-deck hitter, Caleb Carruthers, head coach Tyler Weisel, and the base runners, Owen Courtney out at second, Keaton Fossil at first. So pretty good speed on the base path for the Quakers.
Mm-hmm.
As the first baseman and the third baseman are in, as Miser, the DH, comes to the plate. He is indeed going to show bunt, and that pitch low and outside, and they're going to say he went on the bunt attempt.
Ball was definitely not in the strike zone, but he left that bat out just a little bit too long.
0-1. So for the first time, and this is the bottom of the fifth, New Philadelphia with a threat. Miser, senior, 6'2", hitting it from the right side of the plate. Again, will show bunt, puts it down nicely in front of the plate. The throw down to third, they're going to say, got him at third base. And another bang, bang play.
Yeah, again, that call could have gone either way. Umpire calling him out at third base. Catcher did a great job hopping up back there and getting to the ball quickly and firing it over to third base. Hunter Edwards, tremendous job for the senior.
Now batting number 18.
So runners remain at first and second. Now 1 out. Some problems of the equipment variety with Hunter Edwards. The umpire trying to get that straightened out, and Jeff Fondris helping out. So,
oh, that is the new comm system.
Oh, interesting.
That was malfunctioning.
I see.
So, high school baseball, I believe it was just this year because they've been doing it in college for a while.
Yes.
But high school baseball has the comm system now where the coaches can talk to the catcher in between pitch counts, so they don't have to signal pitches in if they're going to call the pitches.
That'll bring the 10th grader, Caleb Carruthers, to the plate, trying to give the Quakers a lead. Bottom of the 5th inning, runners at first and second, and Caleb says, I've waited long enough. I'm going to step out for a bit. Keaton Fossil at second, Matthew Miser at first. Caleb, the only left-handed bat in the Quaker lineup. Bruno's pitch to him, a swing and a miss.
Caleb really took a hack at that one. He wanted that pitch. It looked like it was in his spot. Just took his eyes off it a little bit.
Want to try and plug one of those gaps here. The field. And his first at bat, Caleb grounded out to second. Bruno checking in with Edwards. And the 0-1 pitch, a swing and a miss. Well, we mentioned earlier that when Owen was having some trouble with his control for New Philly, he has battled all afternoon long and not giving up a run. And Colin Bruno, when the first two runners of this inning got on, he's trying to battle out of it. And he's got one out so far and is ahead of Carruthers in the count at 0-2. Bruno comes set. And the 0-2 pitch, a swing and a miss. So now 2 out with 2 on, and that'll bring Seth Bieber to the plate. Seth, like Carruthers before him, and his only at-bat so far, grounded out to second base. Nathan Leggett for Dover at second. Luke Leggett at short for the Crimson Tornadoes. Bieber trying to do 2-out damage for the home team. Bruno called strike, and something that we haven't seen out of Collins so far because the Quakers haven't had a lot of base runners. He's become a lot more deliberate in terms of, between pitches, time spent, Josh, than he was earlier.
Yeah, you can see it seems like he's focusing a little bit more time coming into his stretch, but doing a good job working ahead right now. It's the second batter in a row.
The 0-1 pitch to Bieber. And I'm not real sure where that pitch was, but apparently was not in the strike zone.
Must have been down.
1-1. I heard
because it wasn't in or it wasn't out.
I heard a bark from over there in the Dover dugout. I don't think they were in 100% agreement on that. 1 ball, 1 strike. Bruno ready. The pitch, a slow roller, and the throw to first going to be in time after the first baseman gives. Ranged over, got it. Flipped to Bruno, covering the bag as Dover keeps New Philly off the scoreboard in the bottom of the 5th. After 5 complete from Tuscarora Park, New Philadelphia and Dover scoreless on the Big Z Sports Network and the sports voice of the Valley.
Subway refreshed their ingredients, then their menu, and now they're slicing their meats fresh. That means fresh sliced turkey, fresh sliced ham, and 2 new Deli Hero subs. Try the Titan Turkey and Grand Slam ham, each piled high with double the cheese and more meat. Order your new Deli Hero sub with freshly sliced deli meats today, and be sure to try all the subs on the refreshed Subway Series menu. Subway's tastiest menu upgrade yet.
Live.
The top of the 6th inning here at Tuscarora Park in New Philadelphia. Owen Courtney's afternoon is over on the mound as he throws 5 shutout innings, and he's going to be replaced by the freshman, Josh, who was outstanding for the Quakers in his varsity debut on Saturday.
Yeah, this, again, Owen Courtney struggling a little bit on the mound, but he came out of the game. He hasn't given up a run. So he did a good enough job on the mound. I know he's probably going to be disappointed, but he's kept his team in the game. Now we're going to pass it on to the next guy and see if we can't continue this. So Jackson Martini only threw 3 innings on Saturday. Threw very well, we mentioned earlier, and 3 innings, no hits, no walks. So now you get to put the freshman into the fire here in the Dover Philly game, which, again, he's got confidence. He's a good baseball player. We'll see what he has.
Mason Gruel to lead things off in the first pitch, low and outside for a ball. Jackson, that long, lanky frame, 6'5", and all of that to be sure. The 1-0 pitch, outside, low. Mason 2 at bats so far. Singleton was left on base and struck out against Owen Courtney. Martini comes set, and the 2-0 pitch, that's low and outside, ball 3.
Maybe some jitters here. First time at home, first time against Dover. Just seems to be pulling his shoulder and throwing the ball outside a little bit.
3-0 pitch, ball 4. Top of the 6th inning.
Number 7, Aiden Emmel.
And Dover, for the 4th time in 6 innings, gets their leadoff runner on. Now to bring Aiden Emmel to the plate. The senior has dropped down a successful sacrifice bunt and popped out to second in his 2 at-bats. Martini's first pitch, bunted but foul down the first base line. Coach Fondress going through a series of signs, both for his batter and his runner at first. Martini sets the 0-1 pitch. Again, they'll show bunt, and there's a called strike. Throw down to first base. Back easily that time, the base runner. Gruel.
Well, got an 0-2 count. I've seen Coach Fondress do this before. He's going to give him the bunt or not. Who knows? But I have seen that out of him before.
Jackson Martini comes set. The pitch, a breaking ball and a called strike 3. That was a dandy, a freshman throwing a breaking ball in the Dover Philly game with the score tied in the top of the 6th.
And that must have been a real good breaking ball because the batter is jumping. Mason Gruel is jumping out of the box. He thought that was coming at him, and it cut down sharp and in into the zone.
Now to bring Brady Gibb, who made a nice play defensively at first, the bottom of the 5th, and that pitch bounces in the dirt, and that's going to allow Mason Gruel to get down to second. Gibb 2 at-bats. Both of those were against Owen Courtney, lined out and fouled out to the first baseman, Keaton Fossil. Martini a look back at second, the 1-0 pitch. Inside, ball 2.
Well, that pitch did put Dover in the situation that Coach Fondress wanted to be in. Runner at second base with 1 out.
Keaton Fossil coming in from first to talk things over with the freshman. Kind of senior leadership you want to see. He comes in, talks to the 9th grader. For no other reason than to calm him down. Jackson ready with the 2-0 pitch and a called strike.
That seems to be the spot right there. I mean, batters aren't swinging at that pitch. The umpire's giving that on the outside corner. If the pitcher can sit there, they could be in good shape.
2 balls and a strike. Give at the plate. Bergeron, the DH, on deck. Martini a long look at second. Now the freshman, and calling for time was Gibb, and he steps out of the box. Brady, like so many of these talented Tornado players, a senior. We are scoreless. Dover and New Philly, top of the 6th inning from Tuscarora Park. The 2-1 pitch fouled straight back. 2-2.
Batter was on that pitch. That ball was fouled directly back. Just missed the barrel.
Bergeron on deck. Reached on an error in his last at bat and a pinch runner, and they do have the re-entry rule in baseball, so he came back in the DH spot. 2-2. Gibb from the right side of the plate against the right-handed throwing Jackson Martini. The pitch, a breaking ball, and a called strike 3.
Second one in a row called strike 3 on a breaking ball. This freshman, he's a decent pitcher.
Number 5, Braden Bergeron.
I liked watching him play basketball, but it's only been 3 batters. I'm not real sure that basketball is his best sport. Which is no knock on his basketball game at all.
Not at all.
Now to bring Brady Bergeron to the plate and a strike to him.
But 2 back-to-back strikeouts looking like that gives you a lot of confidence as a freshman, and then you can settle down a little bit and say, yeah, I belong here. I can do this.
The 0-1 pitch. Boy, his breaking pitch is nasty.
That is beautiful.
And you see, and a long, long way to go in Jackson's career, but you see seniors who can't throw a breaking ball like that.
Absolutely. I've had plenty.
No names, please. Martini coming, set. Freshman to freshman. Well, and before that happens, Bergeron, only a sophomore. Look at this. Dover, New Philly matchup, scoreless. The pitcher's a freshman, the catcher's a freshman, the batter's a 10th grader.
That's great.
Martini heading the count, 0-2 the pitch. That's off the plate for a ball. A ball and 2 strikes.
Great spot, though, for an 0-2 pitch. Just off the plate.
Right, see if he'll chase it.
Right, but sophomore at the plate has the discipline to lay off that pitch.
And that's why he's in the DH role. The 1-2 pitch, another breaking pitch, and another called strike 3. What a job by Jackson Martini out of the Quakers bullpen. We played 5.5 at Tuscarora Park. It's Dover and New Philadelphia scoreless on the Big Z Sports Network and the sports voice of the Valley.
This is Christine from Dover Philly Heating and Cooling, your trained comfort specialist located in downtown Dover. In the dead of winter or the dog days of summer, we're here for you 24/7 with friendly, personal attention and honest, affordable service. And right now, our customers will receive a free duct cleaning with a qualifying system. Call me for details. So if you've been considering installing a new HVAC system, now is the time to act. Call me, Christine, at 330-343-5511. Dover Philly Heating and Cooling, your comfort on call since 1981.
We head for the bottom of the 6th inning. Dover and New Philadelphia scoreless coming up after the game today. Josh and I going to name a Subway player of the game thanks to the great Fitzgerald family-owned Subway restaurant. Subway in Dover, New Philly, Sugar Creek, Strasburg. They're all across the area. Subway, find your fresh. As the Quakers come to the plate in the bottom of the 6th inning, it'll be 9-1-2 in Tyler Weisel's order. Max Steele, who walked in his first at-bat. Then it's Braylon McBride and Mason Caterina, and the Quakers are hoping for more. Dover's hoping for no more.
Yeah, just looking at this, Dover's about to turn over the 3rd time through the lineup while New Philadelphia is working on their number 9 hitter for only the 2nd time through the lineup. So certainly Dover's had more opportunities. They've had more runners on base. But we're still sitting here at the bottom of the 6th inning, tied at 0.
Now batting number 14, Max
That'll be Max Steele to lead things off. And My apologies to Mr. Steele. I said earlier on, probably last inning, that Caleb Carruthers was the only left-handed bat. He's not. It's the first game of the year for me. E on the play-by-play guy. Mac, that slightly open stance from the left side. Bruno has been great today on the mound. His first pitch bounces in the dirt. I have a pitch count rules question for you after he throws his next pitch. Now, he's taking enough time I can ask you now, I suppose. Is there a limit on how many pitches a starting pitcher can throw in a game? At any point in time, do you have to pull him out?
No, there is not. That's the short answer.
The 1-0 pitch, a called strike, 1-1.
There is not, but there's set tiers, and don't ask me to remember exactly what each of them
Right.
are. But as soon as you reach a threshold of how many pitches you've thrown, then you're required to take 1 day off,
Right.
2 days off, and extend it. I think 4 is the maximum days after you've thrown 95 pitches or somewhere around there.
The 1-1 pitch, called strike 2. Boy, that had a big bend to it.
Certainly did. So you can technically have a pitcher throw 220 pitches, but
Right.
I don't know if you're going to be a head baseball coach for very long.
No,
if you
you're
do
not.
something like that.
Bruno ready in his 1-2 pitch. That's fouled into the dirt as Max Steele will stay alive.
Umpire walking out to talk to the pitcher. See, the umpires like to take care of the catchers. That catcher took one off the toe there a little bit.
I think
the
he did off the right foot, yes.
Yeah, I got you. You just relax a little bit, and then he'll come back and dust the plate off and say, you okay, we good? And so as a catcher, when you get that from an umpire takes one in the chest protector or something like that, you got to reciprocate that.
Yes.
You got to walk out, talk to your pitcher, and make a good combination back there.
Says the former catcher. The 1-2 pitch. Fouled straight to the netting as Steele battling against Bruno. Senior against senior. Philly against Dover. Scoreless, bottom of the 6th inning. Mac leading things off. Bruno ready on the mound, and the 1-2 pitch. Outside, ball 2.
6 pitches so far in this at-bat. Pretty good at-bat for Max Steele.
Bruno checks with Edwards, or gets the pitch calm, and the 2-2 pitch. Mac lines it into left field. That's going to be a base hit, the first one of the day for the Quakers.
As I mentioned before, that was a great at-bat with Max Steele fighting. Fought 2 pitches off with 2 strikes, and then just was able, that ball was down and out just a little bit, just stuck his bat out there and flipped it over the third baseman's head. And here we are again with nobody out in first base. Now you got your leadoff hitter at the plate.
So the Quakers, for the second consecutive inning, get their leadoff runner on. Steele with a lead at first. He'll be a little more careful because he got picked earlier in the game. McBride showing bunt, pulled the bat back, but that pitch broke into the zone for a strike. Former coach Jarvis, harder to bunt a breaking ball or no?
I thought it was easier as a player, honestly, because if you know where the ball's going to end up, you have a little bit more time. But I can tell you, I've had plenty of kids that really struggle with bunting that curveball because knowing it's going to break. So again, I think it's up to individuals. Whenever I had to bunt, I preferred the curveball.
The 0-1 pitch, trying to bunt it and punting it foul, strike. 0-2 on Braylon McBride. Braylon, his third at bat and third go around with Colin Bruno. Struck out looking, and his first at bat flew out to left field in at bat number 2. Bruno doing some landscaping work in front of the rubber there.
Something he cannot do at home.
No.
It's all turf.
He probably doesn't do any landscaping at his house either. Parents are like, I wish he'd do a little bit of The next pitch, outside, throw down to first base. Max Steele diving in safely.
Max Steele was picked off first base earlier today. He certainly doesn't want to have that happen again and have to walk back to Coach Weitzel.
I think I might walk behind the Dover dugout and then down to the Quaker dugout if that happened. 1-2. Steele again, creeping off first. Gibb holding him on there. Again, the throw back to first, and that ball actually getting away from the first baseman, Brady Gibb, but he tracks it down, and that ball, even if Mack had gone back in standing, didn't get away far enough for him to be able to advance. Mack, that lanky frame, creeping off first. Almost to that cut in the grass. The next pitch, a slow roller to short. Leggett has it, drops it. Throw to first, not in time, and that error allows Steele to get to second. McBride to reach first. And now
batting number 4, Mason
Quakers,
Catarina.
like last inning, runners at first and second and nobody out.
Again, similar situation as last inning. They were in this. Dover was in this situation because of errors. Now here they are again with 2 runners on and nobody out. Coach Weitzel talking to Mason Catarina. See, number 2 hitter. Usually your number 2 hitter is a decent bunter. So I would not be shocked at all if he tries to lay one down, especially because you got Carson Long coming up, who has 2 home runs on the season so far, and Owen Courtney, who has 1 home run on the season so far.
First and second, nobody out. Bottom of the 6th inning. This game scoreless between Dover and New Philly. Catarina, right-handed hitting, shortstop. He'll show bunt, puts down a very good bunt, and that's probably going to be a base hit. It is perfectly placed, and now the Quakers have the bases loaded as Steele goes to third, McBride to second. And this is where I defer to your expertise. Does that count as a sacrifice or a base hit?
That's a base hit.
Okay.
That is a base hit. And really, it was a mental error because in that situation, just like they were in the last situation, when the catcher came up and threw to third in that last inning, the third baseman is staying at third. The pitcher is responsible for third base on that bunt. And after the ball was bunted, he did not get to his position quickly enough. I don't know if it was miscommunication or he just forgot, but left the third base side wide open.
Bases loaded with Quakers. The Dover infield comes in, but we are still scoreless. Nobody out. Bottom of the 6th inning. 3-hole hitter Carson Long at the plate, and that pitch bounces in the dirt, and certainly a good job by Hunter Edwards of keeping that in front of him.
Yeah, if they didn't count bunts as hits, then my batting average in high school and college would have been about 100 points less because I was not a guy that was going gap to gap or hitting them out of the park. I laid them down whenever I needed to. I was able to get on base a few times because of it.
1-0 on Carson. He has grounded out and popped out. I would love to see the analytics of how successful a drawn-in infield is.
Well, you're taking a chance. You create a lot of holes when you do bring in the infield.
That's what I've always thought. There's the ball hit hard to third. Nice play by Gruel. He bobbles it, throws home in time to get the sliding. Max Steele, 1 out, but the bases still loaded.
But then when you do get one hit right at you, you're able to get that out at the plate.
And this is why I'm an announcer, not a baseball coach.
Well, you're taking a chance. Like you're taking a chance when you're bringing that infield in because you are creating a lot of holes. But you're, like I said, you're able to get that lead runner. And in the bottom of the 6th inning, if Philly gets a run here, Dover's only got 1 more at bat.
Sure.
So you take that chance as a coach and say, hey, let's bring the infield in. We're going to cut the runner off. In some situations, you might actually move middle infield back if you're comfortable turning a double play right here, but he's still got him in.
Now Owen Courtney coming to the plate. Swings and misses at a nice breaking ball from Bruno.
It's the 3rd time in a row Owen has seen a curveball to start the at-bat. I think he's going to see a lot of those this year.
Yeah, as good as he hits and as hard as he hits the baseball, he may not see a lot of fastballs.
Mm-hmm.
Bruno leaning in, ready. Bases loaded with Quakers, but we are scoreless. The 0-1 pitch A slow roller, backhanded by Leggett. He's going to throw to third in time, but the Quakers get the run across. McBride scores. Now they called him safe at third.
They did call him safe because it looked like the third baseman stepped off of the bag right before the ball got to him and then tried to lay down the tag. All he had to do was stand there and catch the ball with his foot on the bag, and that's what Coach Fonders is going out to talk to him. We'll see what obviously we won't find out what the umpire says, but from my vantage point, it looked like he might have taken his foot off of the bag to catch the ball and make the tag.
So Owen Courtney reaches. He gets the RBI. McBride scores, still only one out. 1-0 Quakers. And that'll bring Keaton Fossil to the plate. Keaton, 2 at-bats, has struck out and reached on an error. Bruno ready, the pitch to Fossil. Low and outside, great job by Edwards of ranging to his right to stop that ball.
Infield still in here for Dover. Again, trying to cut that run off at the plate.
1-0. Fossil trying to help the Quakers build what is a 1-run lead. Swings, fouls it off. 1-1 on Keaton.
A pretty steady diet of curveballs here in this bottom of the 6th inning here.
A lot of times we talk about athletics ranging in families from generations, mom and dad to son or daughter, and Keaton's older sister, a great soccer player, playing collegiately. One and one. Bruno ready, and he becomes a lot more deliberate with runners on base. That pitch missing, 2-1. Certainly Colin could be getting a little bit tired out there. As many pitches as he's thrown. We're in the bottom of the 6th inning. The Quakers having scored 1 in the 6th, trying to add more.
Yeah, this early in the season, too, your arm's not quite in the shape that it needs to be able to go this deep in a game. But he has not faced that many batters, and he hasn't thrown a lot of pitches. But certainly in the 6th inning, he's got to be getting up there.
The next pitch, well, apparently it was a little bit high. 2-1.
The reaction from the Dover infielders seemed.
I mean, it seems to be, and it's going to, I guess, sound like a criticism of the umpire, but it's not. It seems like you've been getting a lot of high strike calls throughout the afternoon, but didn't get one there.
Mm-hmm.
So it's 3-1. The next pitch, high, ball 4, and that walks a run in. So Mason Catarina scores. Carson Long goes to third. Owen Courtney goes to second, and Fossil to first on a bases loaded RBI walk.
Now batting number 9, Matthew Miser.
That'll bring Matthew Miser to the plate.
New Philadelphia's got 2 runs across and only 1 hit on the day. And that was Max Steele leading the inning off.
It's a fly ball into center field. Shy backpedaling. He'll make the catch. Tagging. And scoring. And now the throw to third gets away and scoring on a throw to the. Oh, they say they got him at the plate. Wow, a bang, bang play at the plate as Owen Courtney is tagged out. However, the Quakers score on the sacrifice fly as Carson Long comes in. But the Quakers plate 3 in the bottom of the 6th inning. Can the Crimson Tornadoes rally? We'll find out after we take a timeout on the Big Z Sports Network and the Sports Voice of the Valley.
This is Nathan Kemp with Kemp Insurance. Contact us today for all your auto, home, farm, and commercial insurance needs. We're proud to have been your local hometown agents for over 35 years and look forward to helping you see the difference local agents can make for you. Kemp Insurance on East High Avenue in New Philadelphia.
This is Don Kemp with Kemp Insurance. Whether it's repair work from a fender bender, the after effects of a powerful storm, or a life-changing moment like a house fire, Kemp Insurance is here to provide unmatched customer service. Kemp Insurance, your local hometown agents for over 35 years.
The 7th inning is here in New Philadelphia. Plays 3 in the bottom of the 6th inning. Now, they did have a pair of hits in the inning. Max Steele led it off with a single. Mason Catarina reached on a bunt single. But none of the runs scored because of the base hits.
Yeah, I made a mistake last inning saying no, they only had one hit, but you literally asked me the question, is that scored as a hit? Yeah, certainly Mason Catarina did a great job bunting the ball down the third base line.
The 3 RBIs came via a fielder's choice and an RBI, a walk of the bases loaded variety and an RBI, and a sacrifice fly and an RBI. So Dover needing some runs here in the top of the 7th. It'll be Nathan Leggett, Caden Shy, and Luke Leggett to hit for Jeff Bonnery's team. Jackson Martini, the freshman, on the mound. First pitch called strike. Boy, Jackson has been very impressive.
With the exception of that first batter, he's walked 4 straight. He has buckled down.
0-1. Leggett has flown out in both of his at-bats. He gets a bat on one of those breaking pitches and fouls it off. By the way, when you come to Tuscarora Park this year, they have the temporary stands here because of the new design of the field. If you sit in some of the lower level, those original seats, you're not going to be able to see too much on the field. The next pitch, that bounces in the dirt.
Yeah, they got plans to bring in bleachers.
Yes.
There's going to be a platform just at the very top of that wall, and they're going to extend up, and they're taking these permanent bleachers out. They got a lot of big plans for this field. It's going to look beautiful, and Tuscarora Park has always been a great place to play, but making some improvements here. New dugouts coming here for next year. Just a lot going on down here.
1-2 on Nathan Leggett. The Leggett duo defensively up the middle for the Crimson Tornadoes. Nathan, the senior, plays second. Luke, the sophomore, plays short. And Luke will be another Tornado batter coming up later on in the inning. The 1-2 pitch just misses off the plate, 2-2.
Great spot for that pitch. Just a little outside.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Martini will come set. He's a freshman. The catcher, Jack Range, a freshman. The pitch, it bounces foul off the bat of Nathan Leggett. And you've seen way more high school baseball for sure over the years, Josh, than I have. But to see a ninth grader be able to throw that breaking pitch, so effectively and not be afraid to throw it, which he's done in key situations since he came in last inning.
Yeah, this is not usual for a freshman to have this much poise and be able to.
The 2-2 pitch, fouled at the plate.
To be able to throw like this, and I know we talked about it on Saturday a little bit, but rarely do you ever see a freshman on the mound and a freshman behind the plate.
Yes.
And that's what they saw on Saturday for 3 innings, and that's what we're getting to see today for at least 2 innings.
The count lingering at 2-2. Nathan Leggett set at the plate. The pitch just off the plate, ball 3.
Again, looked like the same spot, just barely outside. Bring it to a full count.
Dover looking for base runners. Certainly need that, trailing 3-0. The 3-2 pitch. Long foul ball down the right field line and out of play. Well, as that sun begins to set here in beautiful Tuscarora Park, it seems a shade more frigid than it did when this game began at 5.
A little bit.
Yes, it does. And if it sounds like I'm crying, yes, I am. 3-2 pitch, ball 4. So great at bat for Nathan Leggett as he works a walk. And that's how last inning started when Martini came out of the Quaker bullpen with a walk. Then he struck out 3 straight. And if you're Dover, not only did he get the leadoff runner on, but back to the top of your lineup. Caden Shy, 2 for 3 today. Jackson Martini glances at Nathan Leggett at first. The pitch called strike inside part of the plate. And while we've talked about certainly the great pitches that Jackson has thrown, he's shown tremendous poise out there for a 9th grader in this situation. The 0-1 pitch just outside, ball 1, 1-1.
He really has so far. And, even in this situation here, you got a runner on first base. That's not the guy you're worried about, though. They still need to get a few more on base for that to be an issue.
The 1-1 pitch, another great breaking ball. 1-2.
I know we've said it a couple times, but it is very rare to see a freshman that has a hook like that.
He's been impressive. Martini ready. The 1-2 pitch, that's outside and off the glove of Jack Rangel. Good to the backstop, and that'll allow Nathan Leggett to hustle down to second and be in scoring position. Well, Jack looks a little upset with himself. He's got that glove hand on his hip as he comes back behind the plate, feeling like he should have stopped that one. 2 balls, 2 strikes on the senior Caden Shy. Martini ready. And his 2-2 pitch. Line drive into center field. That's going to fall in for a base hit. That should be a Dover run. Well, they will stop at third base.
Yeah.
The lead runner the lead runner Nathan Leggett. And he had to hold up to make sure that ball was going to fall in.
Well, Coach Fondress knowing the situation and knowing that he's got to get 2 other guys across the plate here in this inning, the runner at third base, there's no reason to take a risk there to try to beat a throw. So he's just going to leave him there. They're in a good situation. Runners at first and third right now with nobody out. 2, 3, 4 hitters coming to the plate. So Tyler Weitzel decides to call time, and he's just going out and telling his pitcher, "You're good. We got this. Defense is going to play behind you. You're throwing well. Just keep going."
If you're just joining us, nobody had scored in this game until the bottom of the 6th inning. New Philly plated 3 runs. Dover has yet to score, but they are threatening in the top of the 7th. Runners at the corners, nobody out. And the second Leggett brother in the inning to come to the plate, shortstop Luke Leggett. Luke today, 0 for 3, has struck out a couple of times and flown out to left field on a play that Carson Long made a nice play on in left center. Luke had a couple of base hits. And Martini's first pitch to him, a called strike. And, Josh, you were talking about, hey, if you're New Philly, you don't worry too much, even though he's now at third and Nathan Leggett. But that sounds like something that's easier to say than it is to do.
Yeah, especially if you're new to this. You're new to varsity, high school varsity baseball. But, truly, you got to try to convey to them, we got a comfortable lead, but we need to buckle down and we need to make sure we're throwing strikes and get some outs.
The 1-1 pitch, and that time he didn't have the breaking pitch. He came with a gas, and Luke Leggett, unable to catch up to it, now finds himself, does the 10th grader, down on the count, 1-2. Jackson coming set with tornado runners at the corner of the pitch. Off of Range's glove, trying to hustle down from third, and the throw to the plate not going to be in time, and nobody covering third, and rounding second, thinking about going to third, but then holding up Caden Shy. So now it's 3-1 as Dover scores.
Yeah, again, that ball just going off Jack Range's glove. Not able to get the glove over there quick enough to get a good hold on it.
Well, and we saw 3 Quaker runs score in the 6th, now 1 from Dover in the 7th, and none of those came via an RBI base hit.
No.
Unusual to be sure. The 2-2 pitch from Martini Fouled off the netting behind home plate. Count will stay at 2-2. Leggett battling. Hunter Edwards on deck. Liam Mast in the hole. 2, 3, and 4 in the Crimson Tornado lineup.
As the Dover Lady Tornadoes are coming down off the hill. That game must have ended. See if we can't get a score on that.
That ball grounded, foul down the third base line. You're connected. Come on.
I'm working on it.
The count stays at 2-2. Luke Leggett stepping out of the box, looking down to veteran head coach Jeff Fondries. Martini ready, glances back at Shy at second. The 2-2 pitch, a swing and a miss.
There it is again, that curveball wreaking havoc. First out of the inning, I just got word. I asked the head football coach, I said, how'd it go up there? And he gave me a look and said, not good. So Dover came away with the win. I don't know what the score was up there on the hill.
So 4 strikeouts for Jackson Martini. And he is going to come out. Kane Ottie's coming in, but whether or not he's going to pitch, I don't know. That may be Tyler Weisel coming to the home plate umpire to talk about changes he's making.
Looked like Braylon McBride on the hill there as Kane Oddie moves into second base.
So it's 3-1, New Philadelphia leading Dover. And we're going to take a 30-second timeout, come back with more in the top of the 7th. It's a great battle, Dover and New Philadelphia. The Quakers leading 3-1 on the Sports Voice of the Valley.
Family owned and operated for more than 50 years, Dover Brake specializes in sales and service of everything involving automotive and heavy-duty brakes, along with a vast selection of truck parts and accessories. They also offer alignment, custom U-bolt bending, industrial sandblasting, bonding, and more. And now, you can find the parts you're searching for with a complete in-store inventory updated regularly at DoverBrakeInc.com. Safely shop and pay online and have your purchase delivered, or pick it up at Dover Brake, Route 250 in Strasburg, online at DoverBrakeInc.com.
Top of the 7th inning, New Philly leading Dover 3-1. All 4 runs combined between these two teams have come in the last inning. The Quakers 3 in the bottom of the 6th, Dover 1 here in the top of the 7th. And Braylon McBride on to try and finish the game for New Philadelphia. The third Quaker pitcher of the afternoon.
He's got to cut through the 3 and 4 hitters, the heart of the lineup. And actually, it looks like they're putting him on first base. They're putting Hunter Edwards on first base, which means he's going to face Liam Mast, the number 4 hitter.
So the intentional walk, very interesting from a strategy perspective. You put the tying run on base and then bring the go-ahead run to the plate. McBride's first pitch. Inside for a ball.
Well, he certainly has confidence in his pitcher here to be able to throw strikes and have the batter put the ball in play. You are set up for a double play situation.
Edwards at first, Shy at second. The 1-0 pitch from McBride, a called strike. Braylon, a junior. We were talking earlier about Seth Bieber's ability to play different infield spots. Braylon can do that as well. Right now, his most important spot is on the mound. He's ready. The 1-1 pitch, low, ball 2. So, for Dover, they've got the tying run at first and Hunter Edwards. They've scored 1, top of the 7th. McBride checking on Shy, the runner at second. The 2-1 pitch. There's a long fly ball to left field, but not long enough. Carson Long backpedals, makes the catch. And the throw to third, not in time. So now 2 outs. Shy tags up and goes to third. Edwards has to remain at first, and that'll bring Mason Gruel to the plate.
Number 22, Mason
That
Gruel.
ball was hit well. Long just had to take a few steps backwards because it was hit right in his position, just a little bit behind him, and he was able to make a easy catch there. But that ball was hit well.
Well, I think both Tornado and Quaker fans, when that ball left the bat, they thought, uh-oh.
Yeah.
For different reasons. So Mason today 1 for 2 with a walk, and that pitch inside, and that allows the go-ahead run to move into scoring position. As Edwards.
Tying run.
My apologies. Shy at third. Edwards at second, 1-0. McBride ready. And that 1-0 pitch grounded to third, off the glove, and the throw to first base is not going to be in time. Well, both these teams, to be quite honest, have had fielding challenges at different points in time through the game.
Yeah, they really had today. I'm counting a few different defensive errors here for both Dover and New Philadelphia.
And as we were mentioning, as coming to the plate, Aiden Immel, the score 3-2. McBride's pitch to him, a called strike at the letters. All 5 of these runs, none of them have scored via an RBI base hit.
No, they have not.
I mean, the chances of that in a Quaker-Dover battle, not at all likely. The 0-1 pitch stayed inside, 1-1. Immel has had 3 at-bats, a strikeout, a pop-out, and a very successful sacrifice bunt. 1-1, McBride ready, the pitch, a called strike, 1-2. So Dover down to their final strike. But this has been a wild and woolly bottom of the 6th and top of the 7th. Quakers leading by 1. Tying run out at second base. The 1-2 pitch hit foul on the ground past Coach Fondries, as the count will stay at 1-2. Immel with a base hit out of the infield will tie the game. McBride checking in with the freshman catcher, Jack Range. And the 1-2 pitch, and he hit him. We told you it had been a wild and woolly 6th and 7th. Edwards will go to third. Gruel will go to second. And Immel to first.
And now you have the go-ahead run at second base.
That'll bring Brady Gibb to the plate. Well, we've gone long enough now that the lights are on at Tuscarora Park.
Yeah.
McBride, the pitcher, trying to get out of a wild 7th inning. There's a called strike.
We are just 2 hours and 7 minutes into this game now.
3-2, Quakers up by 1. Dover trying to battle back and tie this game or take the lead. McBride ready with the 0-1 pitch. Jack Range, a good job of knocking one in the dirt down. The count stays at 1-1. The tying run at third, and Hunter Edwards. Mason Gruel is at second at first base, Aiden Immel. 1-1 the count. McBride ready. And the 1-1 pitch, a swing and a miss. And for the second time in the inning, Dover's down to their final strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes. McBride steps to the back of the mound, now climbs onto the rubber from the stretch. Gibb trying to extend the inning for the Crimson Tornadoes. McBride with the 1-2 pitch. A called strike 3 to end the game. And New Philadelphia in dramatic fashion hangs on for the 3-2 win. Our high school baseball postgame show is coming up next on Big Z Sports Network and the sports voice of the Valley.
H&M Collision is conveniently located just off the boulevard in Dover and invites you to experience their unmatched customer service the next time you're in need of collision repair. H&M Collision will offer the highest standards in the industry using state-of-the-art equipment to complete each repair by the book, never compromising on quality and keeping your safety and satisfaction their top priority. When you need premium auto body services, trust H&M Collision or you're treated like family.
Everyone stop what you're doing and listen up. Wendy's always crafts their hamburgers with fresh beef. That's just burger basics, people. The result? Hot and juicy hamburgers made fresh for you, not waiting for you. It's just like they say, the perfect hamburger waits for no one. 'Cause freshness doesn't do waiting. When it's made fresh just for you, gotta be Wendy's.
Fresh beef available in the contiguous U.S., Alaska, and Canada. Not available in Hawaii.
T-County Boxing Academy professional boxer Andre Sugar Dre Donovan is back in action Saturday, April 19th, fighting for the ABO Bantamweight Championship at the Meadows Casino in Washington, Pennsylvania. Tickets are available at Day One Cuts on Monroe Avenue in New Philadelphia or on Sugar Dre's Facebook and Instagram pages. Plus, the T-County Boxing Academy is offering their youth classes starting in April and are open to boys and girls ages 8 to 15. Classes are Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, $10 each or $65 for the whole month.
The New Philadelphia Quakers winning 3-2 over Dover. And a lot of times when you're talking about broadcasters or sports writers or whatever, Josh, they'll say in dramatic fashion. That game was in dramatic fashion. A scoreless affair for 5.5 innings. The Quakers plate 3 in the bottom of the 6th inning. Dover in never say die fashion gets 2 in the top of the 7th, loads the bases, but then the Quakers hang on for the win.
Yeah, not much, actually nothing getting across the plate the first 5 innings. Then you do to get the 3 runs, and Dover comes up with the 2, and like you said, plating all 5 of those runs without actually getting a base hit to bring those runs in, but it was it's certainly in dramatic fashion when you have the bases loaded. You had Dover was down to their last strike twice, and they were able to get one guy on, but not the other guy.
A big victory as the Quakers improved to 2-0 on the season. Dover slipping 2-1-1 on the campaign. And the same 2 teams will be right back at it coming up tomorrow, joined by winning New Philadelphia head coach Tyler Weisel. And, Coach, when we talk about dramatic with the flair wins, your team does it today.
Man, that was exciting. I tell you what, those guys across the field, they're good. Colin Bruno, he shoved against us today. We got some timely hitting Max Steele in the 6th. Got some things go our way. I mean, I didn't expect anything less, let's be honest.
Coach, tell us a little bit about, we've got to pick a Subway player of the game, which is kind of hard, to be honest, but how about that freshman coming in, striking out 4, all on breaking balls?
Man, Jamar, man, he was big. We got him out Saturday for a start. He felt great today. Logan Moore, him on pitching coach, is like, he's the move. Okay, you're the guy. Let's do it. And he was big. We got him out of the game. We went to a little more veteran presence with Braylon McBride, and we got the job done.
Now, Coach, you get 3 runs. You're thinking, okay, let's get these last 3 outs and go home a winner. Does that add gray hairs to a coach's head when the game finishes the way it did?
Man, before too long, I'm going to look like Josh Jarvis over here.
Oh, wow. But,
very true.
Coach, through the first 2 games of the year, obviously you like the wins most about your team. Breaking that down individually, what do you like best from what you've seen through your team through just 2 games?
Man, our pitching's been phenomenal. And obviously that shows today. We win big on Saturday. Pitching was great that day. We threw a ton of strikes. Owen didn't have his best stuff early. He battled back. He got us out of a couple jams early. You know, we expect that out of Owen. You know, he don't bat an eye. It doesn't matter what's up. It could be Barry Bonds step out there to the bases loaded, and he's going to throw an inside fastball. Our pitching's been phenomenal. Hitting's going to come. We don't have many at-bats in us. We only got 2 games of at-bats, so that's going to come with it. I told the hitters that's the game right there. Hey, some days it'll be like that. We had to kind of tooth and claw and fight at it, and, we got a couple things go our way, and you know what? Quite frankly, that's baseball.
Coach, congratulations on a big win, and no rest for the weary. You'll be, if Mother Nature allows it, over in Dover tomorrow.
Absolutely. Can't wait.
Another win for the Quakers as they go to 2-0 on the season, knocking off arch rival Dover 3-2. My thanks this afternoon to our color analyst, Josh Jarvis. Josh, before we wrap things up, it's kind of challenging. Who we have to name somebody as our Subway player of the game.
Listen, look, Jackson Martini coming in there and striking out 4 guys, but it was a little bit of everything. I'm kind of leaning towards Max Steele. He's the one that got that 3-run started. He's only had 2 at-bats, walked once. He was 1 for 1, so he got on base twice. Jackson did a great job. Owen battled. Like Coach said, he didn't have his best stuff, but he battled.
You know what? I think it's okay to say side with you. I go for the freshman Jackson Martini. He comes out of the bullpen in the Dover-New Philadelphia game. I'm sorry if you're a Quaker fan, the New Philly-Dover game. Everybody can get a little touchy about that. You come in and you strike out 4 out of the bullpen in a scoreless game. That's impressive stuff.
Well, I think one of the most impressive things was he comes in and he walks the first batter on 4 straight pitches. Then the next 3 hitters, he doesn't only strike them out. He strikes them out looking.
Yes.
And a couple of them were bailing out of the way. So, that curveball that we were talking about earlier, it was on today, and he strikes out those 3 guys right there in the top of the 6th inning, all backwards Ks, all looking. So I'm with you on that one, Jackson Martini.
Certainly, Jackson Martini, congratulations to that talented young 9th grader, our Subway player of the game. Again, our thanks this afternoon to Claxon Communications and their production team, along with my color analyst, Josh Jarvis, and most of all, thank you for watching today. New Philadelphia and Dover battling, and they're right back at it tomorrow. The Quakers win 3-2. I'm Bill Morgan, and I'll see you at a game.
High school baseball and softball with Big Z Sports and WJER Radio in partnership with Claxon Communications is brought to you by Dover Break, your local Wendy's restaurants, Dover Philly Heating and Cooling, Kemp Insurance, the ECO Educational Service Center, T-County Boxing Academy, and Dumont's. Special thanks to our scoreboard sponsor, your local McDonald's restaurants, and to Subway, sponsor of the WJER Subway Player of the Game. Now let's go live to the field for all of today's play-by-play action. Here are your announcers.